Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller. Welcome back to some more of my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough. In the previous parts, I uploaded a 10+ hour video that demonstrated myself upgrading every piece of armor to its 4-star maximum potential. And as a result, I now have a full inventory of just maxed out armor, not counting armor that can't be upgraded and not counting duplicates. Now, if you have at least one piece of an armor set that's at 4 stars, and you merge it with another piece of armor that has at least 1 star, you get a secondary effect. For the amiibo gear, it's just going to be attack up. But if you put on armor that already has attack up as its default ability, then you get something like charge attack, stamina up, whatever. Yay! So now I can look fabulous and be overly powerful. I'm an overpowered mess, isn't it great? Oh, it took so long. Anyway, I'm about to do another task that'll hopefully be less tedious, significantly less tedious. I'm going to fill out the remainder of the cookbook within this game. Is it necessary for 100% completion in this game? I don't know, but I'm going to do it. Over the course of this game, I've created a fair share of different recipes, sometimes just on my own, sometimes for side quests. There are 228 total recipes in the game, and I was thinking about the best way to actually tackle this process, to actually tackle cooking all of the remaining recipes that I haven't cooked so far. And full disclosure, I am cross-referencing a spreadsheet that has all the recipes in it, so I can see which ones I'm missing. So as you can see, I have 6 seafood skewer, but then I go up to 9, which is simmered fruit. Now, there are a few ways to get extra recipes had I not cooked them already. For starters, this restaurant here in Lurelin Village will always create a new food for me that I have not created before. So that is going to be cream of mushroom soup. I've never made cream of mushroom soup. Now I don't have to make it because now it's forever added to my recipes. Alternatively, you can get extra food from putting up all of the Addison signs. You'll get all the rice balls that way. And Beetle will give you certain elixirs and certain foods if you exchange rhino beetles to him. It's not necessarily going to be something new, but that is something that you can get from him. In any case, in this part, and by the end of this part, I'm going to be finishing up the entirety of the cookbook. I'm going to cook everything else that exists within the game. Folks, this is probably going to be a very boring video. I didn't know if I should just speed up my footage and showcase myself doing everything montage style, or if I should actually talk through it. I think I'm just going to talk through it, but the majority of my commentary is going to be like, okay, I guess I need 1 apple, 1 banana, and a mushroom. I guess on that note, let me go ahead and switch my attire, because I don't want to do this entire video in the Fierce Deity outfit. And I guess I can also, cook all the recipes in different locations to at least mix up my gameplay footage, but the majority of this video is going to be me standing in front of a cooking pot. 2, I've already exhausted a lot of my supplies just trying to upgrade all my armor here, so I should probably actually go around to the various stores in Hyrule, buy a bunch of supplies, and ensure that I have enough supplies to cook. So I can stand in one place or one couple of places if I do decide to warp to different places just to cook more food. All right, hang on, I'm gonna pick an outfit. Let's just go ahead and do the Of the Wild outfit, right? Because that's the Breath of the Wild / kind of Tears of the Kingdom attire. Okay, so while dressed in this, my 4-star Of the Wild outfit, at least for the time being, I'm gonna go around Hyrule, buy a bunch of supplies and then some so that I can ensure that I have enough stuff to cook everything remaining in the game. And then I'm gonna go and cook everything in the game. I'm gonna have a complete cookbook. And then maybe at the end, I'll come back here to Lurelin Village and see what they have to say about me having cooked every recipe in the game, because I'm very curious to see what they'll do once I actually know every recipe. But for now, let's go around Hyrule and let's buy up their supplies. All right, so the 2 places that are primarily going to sell great cooking supplies are going to be Kakariko Village, which is where I'm at right now, and Hateno Village. Now, all of the cities, towns, villages, stables, whatever, will all sell supplies that can be used in cooking, and I'll probably have to get a couple of those too, but in terms of places that primarily sell materials for the main purpose of cooking, it's going to be Kakariko Village and Hateno Village. So you can get carrots, eggs, and pumpkins in here, and they'll refill their supply every blood moon or every real life hour or so, or every 3 in-game days, something to that effect. They refill pretty frequently, but when in doubt, just kind of wait for a blood moon. Now, that's Kakariko Village. Hateno Village is going to have the real cooking supplies, because they're the ones that have the Hateno cheese. They're going to have the milk. They're going to have probably 1 or 2 other veggies or grains or whatever. And then I'm going to need just about all of that to cook everything else. Yeah, so these are the places that you're going to want to constantly revisit if you want more stuff to cook everything. Now, chances are there's a non-zero chance that I have cooked everything that's going to require these supplies, but if I had to wager which supplies I would still need to cook the remaining foods in the cookbook catalog, all the remaining recipes or whatever, going to Hateno Village is going to be a safe bet. So, dragon still up in the sky. Yes, making yourself more visible now that I already have all the dragon parts I need. Anyway, yes, we're gonna need lots and lots of milk. All right. Just like going to a regular grocery store, we gotta go ahead and get all those basic cooking supplies. We gotta get the milk, we gotta get the butter, we gotta get some sort of meat and veggies. There you go, more pumpkins. Sure, why the heck not? So there's fortified pumpkins, and in this game there are sun pumpkins. Great, thank you. And then we gotta go ahead and get myself the cheese. It's what Hateno was known for. Don't cut it though. All right, and then we're gonna get the Hylian tomatoes. Lots of places sell Hylian tomatoes. Oh, I'm out of rupage. Well, hey, something I learned in the previous part is that I can sell all sorts of my supplies now that I no longer need them to upgrade armor, and I've got an abundance of enemy horns and talons that I definitely don't mind selling to you. So let me see here. I think I have I mean, I can sell the construct horns, but I'll save on to those because those are good fusing power. So we can sell... I don't know why I'm so hesitant. I just gotta pick one thing and sell it because I don't need a majority of this stuff anymore. But what if I want to use it to fuse to weapons for extra power? Well, I gotta pick something. There you go. Lizalfos Talons. Yes, I am so glad that I am done farming talons. All right, so I'm not gonna sell every single one of these. I just don't have it in me to do it. But I'll sell enough to get 2,000 plus rupees. And, I mean, I suppose I could sell like a gemstone or something. I mean... Don't I still have, oh yeah, the dragon spikes? Sure. Sell 10 of those. Great. And I'll sell like maybe 5 of these, thank you. And that'll put me at over 3,000 rupees. And how about one of those? And that ought to be enough rupage, unless I want to sell a gemstone. Let's see. Oh, the bokoblin horn, yeah. If I ever need bokoblin horns again for any reason, those are so easy to get. Boom, just sell them. Thank you. All right, because I'm gonna go on a shopping spree in this video. I'm gonna buy more than enough cooking supplies, and thankfully in this game, nothing has an expiration date. There we go. Yeah, I've got more than enough topaz now, thank you, and I know how I can get some more. I can go smash open more of those rare ore deposits. Luminous stones, not as swiftly. I'll need some flint, because there are some things that I have to cook outside of a cooking pot, so I'll probably light a fire with the flint. And the bokoblin guts, sure, sell like 3 of those. That puts me at over 4,000 rupees, and that should definitely be enough rupage to buy anything else I would possibly need, at least for this video. All right, so there you go, boom. All right, Hylian tomatoes, plenty of places to sell these, but you can definitely buy them here. And Hylian rice, yep, I'll need a fair deal of that too, thank you. That's all the supplies in Kakarika Village and Hateno Village, but, sorry, friendly reminder, you can get extra Hateno cheese in this little shop here, specifically cheese. Now this becomes accessible after you clear a specific side quest in the game, but I've already cleared every side quest in the game, so I don't gotta worry about that, so I can just buy the cheese here. Thank you. Thank you for all of your wonderful cheese. Also, there's a recipe to cook a pizza. I will make a pizza later. Don't worry about that. And then if you don't want to pay for Hylian rice, cutting all the grass here should yield Hylian rice. Let me see. I thought. I'm gonna go, oh, no, okay. So yeah, after every couple of patches that you cut, you can get yourself some Hylian rice, and I guess restless crickets will be in here too if you need any more of those. There you go. Extra rice! It's a bit more time consuming, but I guess here in the land of Hyrule, this is how the farmers do it, I guess. And then also, another side quest previously here in Hateno Village granted me access to this farm over here, this little area where I can grow my own crops or have another woman do it for me. So I guess in the past, I gave her fortified pumpkins, so she grew a bunch of fortified pumpkins, but I could have her grow something else. And then you gotta wait for enough in-game time, and I think even real time to pass in the real world. You probably have to wait like an actual day in real time for the stuff to grow here. So I don't know how practical this is gonna be for me at this point of the walkthrough, but it is an option if you wanna get some extra supplies and maybe you're running low on time or rupees or resources or whatever. So she said no to turnips. I mean, it's already looking like I kind of have everything else I would need, but you can't grow meat, huh? How unfortunate. Well, I guess the item I have the fewest of is going to be hydromelons, and while I can easily get more of those back in Gerudo City or Gerudo Town or however it's pronounced, that's an option, is for her to grow them here. Speaking of Gerudo Town. All right, here are the fruits that are native to this region of the map. So hydromelons are here. I'll take some extras of those in case the farmer lady doesn't finish growing them in time. I'll take the palm fruits, great, and I'll take the volt fruits. And of course, it should probably go without saying that I could go and traverse the map and collect more of these on my own, but I've already got so many rupees. May as well spend them. And sure, I can get some extra mushrooms here. Why the heck not, all right? I know I'm gonna need some mushrooms to cook some stuff, and just having them in general allows me to just stuff them down my gullet so I can restore health in a pinch anyway, so. Chill shrooms, great. All the mushrooms are here. Awesome. Oh, I only have a couple razor shrooms. Well, then I'll gladly buy more of those. Yep, they are different. They are different mushrooms with different effects. All good stuff. I think that's all the shops that are going to be of interest to me. Oh, no. Oh, I'm glad I checked. Well, I've got more than enough rock salt from smashing open all those ore deposits, but if you don't want to smash open ore deposits and you just want to buy rock salt, this is where you would get it. And here's where you can buy the rice if you don't want to spend all that time cutting all the grass. Great, thank you. I still need a bunch of meat, and as far as I'm concerned, here in Tears of the Kingdom anyway, there is no butcher. There is no meat shop. I gotta go and hunt down my own prey, so I need meat from hunting all sorts of regular wildlife, and I need also poultry from hunting down birds. So, not cuckoos though. You cannot hunt down a cuckoo. You try to attack those, they will fight back. And some other animals will as well, like if you try to fight a bear or something. Anyway, oh, right. I got something equipped to this shield. I got a steak on it. Not the steak that I'm trying to get right now, though. I'm trying to get, like, edible steak. Not a steak like a wood steak. Anyway, here are some animals. Here are some birds. Here you go. So you can use the Hyrule Compendium to hunt down specific animals if need be, but I just found that there's plenty of wildlife over here, and boom. There's different types of meat that I will need. There's the raw prime meat, there's just raw meat, and then there's raw gourmet meat, and I will need plenty of each. I just kind of get them from shooting at whatever animal and hoping for the best. Oh, and the drumsticks. Yep, you get those from birds, of course. Yep, this definitely is me living in the wild. This is what people in the ye old days had to do, but if I had the luxury of being able to go to a shop and just buy the meat, I mean, I would do that. But I suppose it is cheaper this way. Why buy anything when you can just make everything yourself? You know? Okay, here we go. We got plenty of bigger creatures here that'll drop different types of meat. So we got the goat, we got the bull, we got the buffalo, and we got the bison. Can I get that far? As long as, oh, well, I broke my bow anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah! And if you need a farm bananas, you can just find a Yiga clan person. You get rupees for it, too. Here we go. Here's the gourmet meat, so I definitely needed that. Where's all the other stuff? Prime meat. Again, prime meat and gourmet meat. 2 different items necessary for different recipes. Ah, I need another bow. We're not going to use the Savage Lionel bow on you. We'll just shoot you in the rear. There you go. 2 rear shots. Maybe that'll make you drop some more gourmet meat. Prime meat. But I'll still take it. Oy. Folks, I was going to do a segment mentioning how you can come back to Lookout Landing and get any sort of other miscellaneous supplies that you're missing. And then I realized I'm missing a piece of armor! It's my worst fear realized! After doing that whole video in the previous part, there was a whole armor set that I never even obtained, let alone upgraded to 4 stars maximum. So I'm gonna slap it on to this video. It's the stealth gear. You could have obtained it in Kakariko Village, and I think I even called it out when I went to Kakariko Village the first time, but I never obtained every piece of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the pieces, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade all the pieces, and then I will showcase what that all entails. So this is still just armor. You can happen to buy the chest piece here at Lookout Landing. Lookout Landing is this hodgepodge of every type of city and town that exists within Hyrule here in Tears of the Kingdom. So it has various armor parts on display. It has this to represent Kakariko Village. But if you want the rest of the armor, well, then you gotta go to Kakariko Village. So I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna take this travel medallion away, so that was a good reminder to do that. Okay, Kakariko Village. Up here, I gotta go buy the headpiece, and I gotta go buy the leggings. And then this is supposed to be some stealth armor. I guess I could have been using this instead of the Yiga armor this entire time, but now I will have both of them fully upgraded, and I'm going to assume right out the gate that they both have the same secondary effect when they're both brought up to 4 stars, which is night speed up or something to that effect. So I gotta go over to the clothing shop here. Man, I have been back to Kakariko Village so many times, but usually I'm either here cashing in my heart containers or just buying supplies from the shop. I am not here to go to the armor shop, but this is where it is, all right? So boom, the tights. That's tight. What's not tight is that I spent so long upgrading all my armor and I skipped this, but you know what, it's fine. Oh, I got a fabric for it too? Oh man, it's really not fine that I missed out on this. I really messed up. All right, let's go ahead and buy the mask. Here we go. Perfect. Turns out leaving my travel medallion by the Great Fairy Fountain has worked out for me after all. I just removed all my other travel medallions, now I was about to remove this one, and it turns out, oh, I needed it anyway. All right, Great Fairy, I messed up. I need more of your work and assistance, please. I'm basically taking 30 minutes to an hour off of the previous video, and I'm slapping it onto this one. All right, blue nightshades, that's easy enough. I got those. Thank you. I got more than enough of those, so I can get all of my armor to 2 stars. Easy peasy, but what do you need for the 2-star level? And if you happen to need extra dragon parts, that's a bummer, but I can go get them. I doubt that you'll need star fragments, though, because star fragments were primarily for the amiibo gear, but if I need more of them, I'll get more of them. All right, here we go. So 2-star to, or 1-star to 2-star, that's simple enough. All right. I've been to this song and dance before. I've been singing and dancing all throughout the previous video. It took 40 hours of gameplay footage to do it. All right, but if I can just fly through this, then it is merely a quick side hustle, and then I'll go back to the main event. No! Frick! There is something I have to grind for! Sticky frogs! Oh, you sticky frogs. I collected a fair share of them over the course of this walkthrough, and I'm fairly certain that I cashed them in when I was upgrading my slip resistance armor earlier. It was necessary, but I wasn't aware that I was going to need more, so I'm going to need 5 for each piece of armor, which means I'll need 15 total. I only have the 3, so I got to get 12 more. Well, okay, let me go ahead and upgrade the other armor in this kit real quickly, and then just like the previous part of this walkthrough, I will quickly, hopefully quickly, demonstrate how to get any other necessities that I need. All right. Well, this is why I have timestamps in the description, right? So if you don't want to see me upgrade my stealth tights multiple times in a row, well then hopefully I'll have some timestamps down below so you can get to the more boring part of this video where I'm just standing in one place cooking all day. Although to be fair, I know the cooking network on television is fairly popular, and if nothing else for than just background noise, but I too enjoy the occasional good cooking show. I was quite a fan of Cutthroat Kitchen, actually, although I guess that was more so because of the antics that occurred within that show and less because of the cooking, but I guess to that extent, I'm also a bit of an Alton Brown fan, and I kind of like Iron Chef too. Even though I'm certainly not a gourmet chef, I don't even like cooking, I don't even like food, but I can appreciate the amount of skill and strategy and planning that goes into cooking all of these fine dishes, just like how I can appreciate how the world of Hyrule has all these creatures and objects that I need to obtain to fulfill all of these tasks, whether it's upgrading armor or cooking myself. So I can appreciate the amount of detail that went into programming all of this stuff and all of their locations and all that, putting use to the Hyrule Compendium. All right, sticky frogs, I need 12 more. Oh, I'm gonna need river snails too, I just realized. All right, I'll get them both. I have enough silent shrooms, thankfully. I believe I have found the bulk of my sticky frogs inside of caves that were often slippery, but apparently they can be found over here by the Ring Ruins, and you can access this area of the Ring Ruins once you've completed the main quest that's over here. Well, thankfully I've done all that. All the more reason to upgrade your armor toward the end of the walkthrough. Or toward the end of your adventure, I guess. I don't know, maybe you're doing a walkthrough. All the more reason why I've decided to upgrade my armor at the end of my walkthrough. Okay, here's a sticky frog. Boop, there's one. And fortunately for me, there are more nearby. I guess they just hang out on the walls. At night, I guess they contrast a bit well, but maybe they'd be easier to find during the daytime. Fortunately for myself, I already have their picture in my Hyrule Compendium, so I just gotta grab them on the way down. And I'm wearing my stealth gear so I don't scare them. Because I'm hoping that still works even when I'm climbing up a wall here. Oh, I'm just glad there are multiple. I might need to switch gear. Oh my god, really? I can't stand on that? It's not even raining. If it was raining, I would absolutely switch my gear to that sticky gear that I have that I previously used my sticky frogs for, but... Alright, stand here for a second, fill up that stamina. Man, I should have cooked a few foods first, because then that actually would have yielded some stealth recovery food, and I could have consumed that while hunting down all this other stuff that I need to upgrade my armor. Alright. Thank you, Sticky Frog. It would appear that that's the last one in the area, so I'll have to find another location that yields them. In addition to sticky frogs being found primarily in caves over the course of my adventure, I have also found a fair share of sneaky river snails inside of caves over the course of my adventure, and so I figure I should go to one of these caves that contains at least one or the other, and go ahead and collect them for the sake of completion. And I figure Zora's domain is a location primarily associated with water, and where there is water, there are things that are wet, and where things are wet, there are things that are sticky. So, sticky frogs, and right now, sneaky river snails, which is what I have my Hyrule Compendium set to, should exist within the caves over here, and the radar was immediately blinking as soon as I warped over here, so I'll return to this cave here. Yes! I already see water dripping down from the ceiling! Alright. I have it locked onto the sneaky river snail, so I'm pretty sure snails don't cling to the walls in this game. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna be on the ground. I don't even know how often they cling to walls in real life. Discovery? What do you mean, discovery? I've been in this cave plenty of times. I even have it checked up on my map. I came in here and got my bubble gem, but you're telling me I was never close enough to this chasm here to trigger the little discovery thing? Well, then I guess it's a good thing that I came back here. I guess it's a good thing that I never upgraded my armor. I guess it's a good thing that I never obtained this armor. So now I can go back under here get the discovery for the chasm, and then truly be at 100% completion as far as map guidance is concerned. Well, great. Anyway, here are my sneaky river snails. My bad, folks. I think I recall like going behind this waterfall to get my bubble gem, but I never did anything with the chasm, huh? Well, I suppose because I'm a curious fellow and I've already obtained all the sneaky river snails within the nearby vicinity anyway, I can go ahead and skydive down this chasm real quickly and see where it leads. I've already explored the entirety of the depth, so it's going to take me to a place I previously visited, but maybe this could have made things easier had I discovered it previously. All right, and at least by putting this on, I won't take fall damage, so I can skydive and not have to worry about a thing! Maybe it really is for the better that I never discovered this chasm previously. Oh, yeah! Well, there was a path that brought me into here, a real narrow path, but I guess I could have made things so much faster and so much easier had I just discovered this chasm, but I didn't really do all the cave stuff until near the end of this walkthrough. It's fine. I did it now. In the truest sense. Better late than never. Also, hey, there's a treasure chest over here that I never previously obtained. I'll get that real quick. Let me go ahead and get to some higher land so I can get the pose, and then I can glide over to it. All right, and not have to worry about fall damage. Oh, I don't think falling from that height would even deal damage to me, but what was in this treasure chest that I never obtained previously? What do we got? Crystallized shards. That's great. I'll cash that in a future video. Not this one, though. Nope. All right, you want to do this? Let's go. Bring it on. Zonites and 2 octoballoons. Great. Oh, and then Tulin. Good shot. Did you get it? You did. Oh, no fair. The balloon floats, and that makes enough sense, but the crystallized charge sinks to the bottom? Really? Otherwise, yeah, I could have made this whole ordeal so much easier for myself. Thankfully, there were 2 routes to get into this part of the map, but yeah, if I just went through that chasm, if I could whistle right now, I would have, but that would have made things so much easier to access that light route previously, but it's okay. Now I know, and now the chasm is certainly marked on my surface map, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then some extra sneaky snails should be on this little body of water floating in the sky, and that makes sense, they hover around water. This is an isolated area of water. It's like a floating lake. So they should be here. Although my radar's not going off. I guess we'll truly see if they're here or not, and we'll truly see how far my radar can reach. Anything. Oh, they're here. I could swear that my radar has reached further locations before, but whatever. I'm just glad they're here. I guess I could also stand to eliminate some of these birds to get some extra drumsticks. Thank you. Hopefully they didn't scare the snails away. Nope, they're right here. Great. All right, there we go. Doing what I can, getting my snails. I might even have to cook a couple of these snails. Some escargot. Absolutely not my thing, but as I've already established in this video, and as I'll probably continue to establish, I am definitely not a foodie. I am almost the opposite of a foodie. I should not be talking about food ever in my videos because I am just not a food guy. Gotta make sure I gotta picture this. I'm sorry to do this, duck, but I need your remains in order to complete the cookbook in this video. All right. I eat more because I have to and less because I want to. I'm a very picky eater, so I definitely just am not the guy to ask for food preferences. But cooking, I can follow instructions pretty well when it comes to cooking. All of the instructions on the back of like cookie batter or something. But and you know, I can like heat up food. I can put salt and pepper onto a piece of meat and heat it up. But I'm definitely not experimental with my cooking. Also, I think I got all the snails in the area. So I will say, upgrading my armor in this game is tedious. Also, hey, 2 dragons here. The dragons are really making themselves out and about, enjoying themselves now that they know I don't need parts from them anymore. Yeah, look, upgrading my armor is very tedious, and I was really hoping to be done with it. But I will say, actually, actively going after all these parts to upgrade the remainder of my armor is kind of neat. It makes me feel smart. Does that make sense? It makes me feel like the equivalent of some sort of like accountant having a bunch of paper on the desk and solving all these problems, or some sort of maybe mathematician or physics expert solving a problem. That's what I feel as though I'm doing. I'm going, okay, I need this item, I need these parts. This is where I can get them. This is how I can get them. Now I need stealth fin trout. Okay, so now I gotta flag down some stealth fin trout so I can upgrade the final chunk of my armor. Let me upgrade everything else I can in the meantime. I'm gonna need some more extra rupees as well. But yeah, I'm really utilizing my knowledge and abilities to fulfill this task. So it's somewhat validating in that regard. That's a word you'll hear me use a lot because I actively seek validation. But I don't usually get to really plan stuff out in this manner and then go and fulfill it and do so in efficient. Oh, I never got enough sticky frogs, my bad. But yeah, the only other time I really get to do stuff like this is when I'm playing Pokemon. So it's kind of neat to see me utilize my knowledge and expertise here in Zelda, even though I am a bit of a tut sometimes, but I trust it'll all get done. And we're hearing my fish. Ah, stealth. That's my picture of stealth fin trout. That means like the only time I ever got stealth fin trout in this game was when I was demonstrating Amiibo. I never actually got a stealth fin trout in the wild. Yeah, because you can't buy them from Zora's domain. So I gotta go and get them. But I do kind of remember this from Breath of the Wild. Stealth fin trout are just in the lake that surrounds the Great Korok Forest. So I'll just have to go and get them with my bare hands, just like how I got fish in the previous part of this walkthrough when I was upgrading all my other armor. So I might just have to go and swim after them. But yep, right around here. Okay. Is my radar gonna start going off? Oh, this better not warp me back. I'm not in the forest. Okay. Let's say I'm not in the forest technically. I'm in the perimeter surrounding the forest. All right, now I'm probably contaminating this water. I imagine this water is to some extent fairly pure. It kind of reminds me of those lakes and rivers that exist in Japan and they have a bunch of koi fish swimming around them. So this would otherwise absolutely not be allowed. But I promise it's for the better of Hyrule. I'm trying to save Hyrule. Here we go, here are my stealth fin trout. But that one's way too low. How do you expect me to get that? Hey, no, I don't understand. Do I have to get this exact fish? No, hey, no, you don't get to celebrate the fact that you're too low down to reach and then come up for like a split second. Okay, all right, come here. Got it, much better. Okay, now my radar says there's no more stealth fin trout. That's a lie. There are absolutely more stealth fin trout over here, and it might be, I was thinking about warping to another spot and then like work my way down. I guess I could. Warp over to this shrine and then work my way down. All right, but this time I've got myself a raft as long as it's right side up. There we go. All right, much better. Let's go fishing. Perfect! Just in time for my radar to spot a trout. Oh, or not. I guess I just barely went outside of range of it. But yeah, that's kind of one of my regrets in this walkthrough was not coming up with more creative creations for Zonai devices. Because I've seen people on social media make a lot of really cool stuff, and thankfully here in the Switch 2 edition, you can actually trade each other's ideas, and I might demonstrate one or two cool ideas that I've seen go viral. That's pretty fun. But I kind of wish I could come up with some more cool stuff. I guess I just want to be accepted as a creative person, but usually I was doing just the bare minimum of creating stuff with Zonai devices because I was trying to either A, conserve my resources, or B, I was trying to conserve my time and just get a move on, which I guess time is one of my resources. And there are preset items that I've been using after getting them from like Yiga tribe people and whatever. But I don't know. I could have stood to make more boats. Usually the main thing I was making was like a hot air balloon so I can navigate the depths more easily. But now, because I've had to get all these fish, I've been using the raft and like little bicycles and stuff more frequently too. Yeah, I guess I could have made more bicycles or like unicycles or whatever. Because that was one of the preset Yiga schematics that I got. Dude, I can't, that's not fair that these fish are so low. Why is that happening? And I mean, I guess I'm the problem, right? I'm the problem. I'm contaminating the water. I guess that's why they're a stealth fin trout, right? They're trying to be sneaky for me, but you're not even sneaky. I can very visibly see you. I just can't reach you because I can't go under the water in this game. For better or for worse, I guess I'm kind of glad that I don't have to go under the water. I don't know. That's probably what they're going to do next for the next Zelda game that takes place in a big open world. It'll be like the Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 of Zelda. Like, oh, you can go under the water now. And then they'll take the feature away in a following Mario Kart game. Like, never mind, you'll just be on the surface again. And then Zelda will just go back to being this. Actually, I guess that's already happened, huh? Because I know in previous Zelda games, namely Ocarina of Time, you could go under the water. And then I guess they realized that won't be necessary, especially in a big open world like this, because then now you got to model even more stuff. I guess the closest equivalent to me going under the water in this game is me going under the surface, which is literally under the water, but I'm not like soaking my head in water while I do that. Right now, I'm just getting me some fish. So fish I shall get. It's gonna be real amusing, if not slightly awkward, when the actual cooking part of this video, which was supposed to be the focus, winds up only taking like 20 to 30 minutes. And all this stuff of me upgrading a piece of armor that I was supposed to upgrade in the previous portion of this walkthrough took like an hour. Really just goes to show you how tedious it was to upgrade all that armor. And yeah, I probably could have sped things up had I just launch yellow choo-choo jelly into the water like I'm doing now, but I need 7 more. But now it's fine, right? Like going after the fish with my bare hands and swimming after them feels more natural, and I guess I'm demonstrating what you do if you don't have any electrical items. Also, apparently the fish kind of have this nice glow to them at nighttime, so that's kind of neat. All right, hang on. There's one fish over here that just went onto the surface. Oh, 2. They just go straight to the surface and don't know any better. That's neat. I need 3 more. Oh, and there's exactly 3 right here. Awesome. Love that. Thank you. Oh, looks like there was more than 3. Well, I'll take them. Whoa, is there really a blood moon right now? Seriously? Dude, I spent so long trying to get blood moons to happen in the previous part of this walkthrough so that more enemies could spawn so I could get their remains to upgrade my armor. And now it's just happening naturally, just like on a whim. Are you serious? Whatever, I guess I shouldn't complain. Hooray for a blood moon. I used to be so annoyed when these would happen over the course of this walkthrough. Now I'm like begging for them, and now they happen, and I'm like, oh, well, now I don't need you. You're always happening when I don't need you, and then when I do need you, it's not all that useful for me. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can hit this fox. There you go. Get 1 extra piece of meat. There you go, just regular meat. All right, this should hopefully be everything I need. All this stealth fin trout ready for you to take from me. Now, I only got enough to upgrade the remainder of my armor, but I hopefully won't need any for cooking. That's all I can really bank on. But if I need more, I know where to get more. Now that a blood moon has happened, I should actually be able to warp back over there after an in-game day has passed and then get more. So we should be good. All right, stealth tights, 3 stars, awesome. I got 30 stealth and trouts because I need 10 for each piece of armor here. So I should be able to finally upgrade all of my stealth gear, which should mean that I should finally be able to upgrade all of my armor. Golly, folks, I am sorry that I had to do this in this video, but I had to do it sooner rather than later, and this is the soonest that I noticed it. I thought I had all the armor. I thought I had everything, but even in the previous part of this walkthrough, it turns out that there were armor parts that I missed, and I went ahead and collected them, and that still wasn't even all of them. I guess the moral of the story is, shop more, go to more shops, make sure you have everything you need. But hey, I was only able to find these items because I was trying to be so thorough with my completion of this game. So I would have found them eventually, and eventually is now. All right, I've got enough silent princesses. I've got enough stealth and trouts. Let's go ahead and upgrade this final piece of this final armor to its maximum potential. And with all pieces of armor now at 4 stars, I can see what the secondary effect of this stealth gear is. As is, well, it gives me stealth. It allows me to be more silent. There you go. Chest guard, perfect. Now it's upgraded to be more defensive if I want to wear it in the wild, and if I'm not already startling enemies, I can sneak up on them and attack them, and if they do see me, I can take a hit. But its secondary effect, as I'll demonstrate in a moment once I'm far enough away from the fountain. Okay, I guess this ought to be good. Cool. It's night speed up! Didn't I guess that? Because it's the same thing as the Yiga armor. It's just you can either dress up like a Yiga character, or you can dress up like Sheikah from other Zelda games. Okay, folks. I hope you enjoyed that appetizer because now it's time for the full course meal, the main focus of this walkthrough part. It's time to cook all of the remaining recipes in the game's cookbook. Sorry, one more thing. If you need extra mushrooms and you don't want to buy them from the one merchant in Gerudo Town, or if you don't want to buy them from the one Korok in Korok Forest, you can get a bunch of mushrooms from a secret location here in this hot spring. I had to find this location for a side quest previously, so that's how I'm familiar with it. Yes, there are the bright caps scattered throughout the cave that kind of direct you to where the secret spot is, so you can collect a couple of those if you want. But if you just need mushrooms in general, whether it's for cooking for the completion of a cookbook, or you just want to get their secondary effects, or you just want to sell them for rupees, I don't know, hey, I don't necessarily judge on that front. You can go down here, and then I also must remember where it is, and I got a sticky lizard, that's nice. Let's see, giant bright bloom seeds, yes, let's see. Ah, yes, it is behind this boulder. If you crawl under here through this, well, crawl space, you can go through back here, and then every possible mushroom that exists within the game is available in this little hiding spot. Now, if you wanted to, you could even put down one of those little travel medallions and use this place as a warp pad and replenish your mushroom supply, but I think after this one venture here, I ought to be good. I'm getting bright caps, I'm getting... Oh, I'm trying to get these rushrooms, thank you. Yeah, so the mushrooms are on the walls, the bright caps are kind of all throughout. There's even a big hearty truffle in here, well, I'll gladly take one of those, thank you. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out this room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, stamella shrooms for those stamina boosting effects. Even if I don't need to cook anything else that requires them, I will probably still manually cook more stuff with the stamella shroom because having stamina boosting stuff is always handy. All right, and then hearty truffle, great. Mushroom, great. All right, I think I've cleared out the room. So yeah, if you need extra mushrooms, this is the place to go. All right, time for the entree. Time for the reason you're all here. And I think to kick things off, I'll go ahead and use Kakariko Village as my kitchen. So they have a cooking area over here, and as long as it's not raining, I can use it. And if it starts raining, then I'll warp to another location and we'll start cooking there. Because I said I would change locations to go ahead and mix up my footage. Okay. Now, unfortunately, this game insists upon using the side-scrolling system to navigate to my menu. I don't really have an easy way to go back to the beginning. But I would like to go ahead and cook any remaining recipes in numerical order. And that way, it should make things not only easier to follow, but also make things more efficient because I think everything's categorized into groups, more or less. So the first thing that I need is item number 7, which, cross-referencing my little spreadsheet here, is going to be copious meat skewers. I need any 4 different meat. Well, fortunately, I've been getting plenty of meat, so I can go ahead and put that here. Copious meat skewers, great. And then after that, I need item number 8, which is copious seafood skewers. I need 4 different fish. Well, that's a little easier because there are so many different types of fish. Oh, man! Why did it go all the way up to 55? That's not where I was. Here. All right. Copious seafood skewer is going to be up next. All right. So let's do it then. So we'll go ahead and get the fish. All right, so any 4 different fish. Well, we'll do that, we'll do any ones that I have an abundance of. So, according to this spreadsheet that I'm cross-referencing, it says any 4 different fish. Now, I'm not exactly a creative person in the kitchen. I'm not the type of guy to be like, oh yeah, I'll sprinkle a little paprika and I'll add that to the mix. No, I just follow instructions. So I have some instructions here and I'm using them, but I don't like that this keeps moving me to like random spots in my catalog here. That is so bizarre. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I had item number 9 ready. So, yes, I did. All right, copious seafood skewers. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, nope. We need 17. 17 on this spreadsheet, according to the list, is copious fried wild greens, any 4 different vegetables, flowers, or herbs. Well, that makes sense as to why I haven't cooked this previously, because anytime I had to require 4 different types of items in the same category, of course I never cooked it. I was always cooking items that were yielding specific benefits and bonuses, trying to go for things that gave me extra hearts or extra stamina. I mean, I guess everything you cook is going to give you an extra heart to some extent, but I was going for things that gave me like max refills or speed up. I was definitely trying to get those benefits. I wasn't trying to be creative with my cooking, but now I need anything else, right? So I guess we'll just do the pumpkin. Go ahead and cook it up. Cooking up all the supplies that I basically just got from Hyrule Field and Kakariko Village, right? So there you go. Boom. Copious fried wild greens. Awesome. Love that. All right, and then I got to go back up here. See, that's not the most recent thing I cooked. Why did you put me all the way at the end? The item I just cooked was like item number what, 17? Golly, man, and there's no faster way to go through this. You'd think in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of this game, they would have added a couple of quality of life improvements, including this, but whatever. I guess it emphasizes just how many items there are in the game, and while I'm glad there's a large amount, I don't like having to navigate through them every time just to see what I need. All right, next I need item number 20. Item number 20 is going to be copious mushroom skewers. As you can imagine, it's any 4 different mushrooms. Well, I could do that as well, but then I'm going to go ahead and cook it, and it will inevitably put me back to the end of the cookbook, won't it? Look, I don't necessarily think that cooking every item in the game is necessary for 100% completion, but since the game does keep track of it, and since it will even say new each time you've cooked a new item, and since I want to make sure I don't leave any stone left unturned because I've already been working on this walkthrough for 2+ years, I figure I may as well do it, especially since over the course of this walkthrough, I've been saying I'm going to do it. Now, thankfully, it brought me right to where I wanted to be here in the cookbook, so the next item I need is item number 21, and that's going to be spiced meat skewer, which is just raw meat and Goron spice. Well, thankfully, I've got my fair deal of Goron spice, because I needed that for like side quests and stuff. So if this is all it is, then this ought to be perfect. Let's see what we got. And here we go. Oh no, because I used prime raw meat. I just need regular raw meat. So raw meat, hang on, right? Oh my God, why? You warped me back over to where I just was, and now as I cook another item that's right next to where I just was, you brought me all the way to the end of the catalog. Why? All right, I've decided to be more strategic with this. I have jotted down all the missing numbers from my cookbook. That way, instead of having to scroll back and see which ones I'm missing, I have them all here. I can just cross-reference the spreadsheet that I have open, and I can just cook them in sequential order regardless of where the cookbook wishes to reopen the next time I open it, okay? That way half my footage isn't just me scrolling back through the cookbook. Now, of course, when I am done cooking all of the remaining recipes in this walkthrough part, I will go back and showcase all of them being filled in, all 200 plus recipes. But right now, according to the spreadsheet that I'm using to make sure I have everything, I have 87 more recipes to cook, so we'll get started, all right? So the next thing I need is gonna be item number 21, which, right, it's just regular raw meat and Goron spice. That was my mistake earlier. I used prime meat. So we'll go ahead and make it right now. But I'm gonna need some more Goron spice. So in order to get more Goron spice, I have to go to Goron City and buy it there specifically. Makes sense, right? It's a Goron item, you get it in a Goron location. So I will get some more Goron spice because it appears as though I'm gonna need more Goron spice for future recipes that I haven't cooked yet anyway. I'll get the Goron spice now while I have the opportunity. I'll cook some stuff, and should I need more Goron spice, I can go back here and hopefully by that point they'll have restocked. But I don't think I need that much more Goron spice stuff. I'm just getting a little worried because I accidentally cooked one wrong item and I know I need like 1 or 2 more Goron spices to cook future items. Here we are, right in the shop. All right, so I will take your Goron spice stock. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And you know what, while I'm here, I'll take your cane sugar stock too. And actually, while I'm here, I don't need that much more salt, but I do enjoy some salt in my food. I don't think I need the fire fruits, but I'll take them anyway just because they're nice to have, and I might, you know, let's say I need a surplus later. Well, this gets me closer to that surplus. All right, while I'm here, I may as well cook while I'm here, because once I find another place to cook, I'm not gonna wanna come back to Goron City to cook. So, all right, one more stinking time. I need raw meat, and I need Goron spice. I've already cooked the prime meats and the gourmet meat, and those yield 2 different items, but I guess I've cooked those a long time ago. So I just need one basic piece of meat. There you go, one little slab right here, and the Goron spice. Very good. Slap that in the pan. The heat outside might even be enough to cook it. That's just how it is. If it's like 100 plus degrees outside, you could crack an egg on the sidewalk and cook it that way. It wouldn't be sanitary, but it is an option. Look, all right, I'm not a chef. I've established that in this video. I will establish that in future videos. I will establish that to the end of time. I am not a professional chef, nor do I ever want to be one. But even I know that sanitation, or sanitization rather, is important for cooking. All right, let's see what we got here. We need, I need a fish and I need a spicy pepper. Where are my spicy peppers? I do feel like a chef running around in a kitchen. There's a fish. Where's my pepper? I got my spices. I just need the basic pepper. Come on, salt and pepper. That's like the most basic ingredients you can use for cooking. There you go. Perfect. Spicy pepper, ancient arowana, bada bing, bada boom. Go ahead and cook it. Nice. Here we are. Awesome. Spicy pepper seafood. Love that. Also, I'm gonna run into another problem later on where I'm gonna be out of inventory space for food, but I guess I'll cross that road when I come to it. The next thing I'm making is, all right, I need Goron spice, a fish, and then a vegetable of my choice. So what do I have a surplus of? A Istanbul, perfect. I can always get more of those if need be. There you go. Folks, lo and behold, what the remainder of this video is gonna be me going through my inventory and throwing stuff into a pot and pan. Or not even a pan, just a pot, I guess. Woo. All right, up next is going to be a deep fried thigh. It requires a raw bird thigh and an oil jar. So, oil jar. I got drumsticks, uh-oh. But I don't have a thigh. Hey, this is where it would be, yeah? Which means I gotta go bird hunting. I don't suppose there's something else I can make in the interim, no? Nah, I guess I better do this now. All right, let's go get some birds. So, according to my wrong menu. According to my Hyrule Compendium, in order for myself to find some sort of bird I can cook, I would need to, well, I need a big bird. And not a cuckoo. Oh, not a cuckoo. I suppose a heron could do the trick. Let's see, yeah, the Great Sky Island, let's do that. Honestly, as long as I'm in the sky in general, I should be more probable to find a bird, right? So, this is Great Sky Island, okay. Let's go over here, see what I can do. If I gotta switch back to my stealth gear, then so be it. I gotta go get myself bird thighs and a raw whole bird or 2. In fact, I would say that I just should get a bunch of bird items in general. So let me do that, because I've got plenty of meats. I got plenty of fish. My radar is not going off. All right, well, just in case. Oh, actually, do I have a stealth elixir that I can consume? No. All right, well then we'll go ahead and put one on then, huh? Boom, boom, boom. Any type of, oh, it is cold, isn't it? That's fine. I'm just going bird hunting. I didn't want to have to do this. I thought coming to the sky would make things easier, but I don't even see a bird with my little reticle here. This is proving trickier than it needs to be. Well, it might not take as long as the previous video and getting every sort of material I need for an armor part, but that doesn't change the fact that it still might be a tedious endeavor, and I can only pray that I get this done sooner rather than later. In fact, it wouldn't really be over specifically on the Great Sky Island, would it? It would be like adjacent to it. It's probably gonna be that same island where I got everything else, right over here. Okay, well then let's go back over here real quickly. And if I ascend through these platforms and I arrive at the top and there happen to be birds there, then sure, I can shoot them down and get their remains so I can cook more food. 'Tis a necessary way of life and or 100% completion for this game, I suppose. Anyway, I'll go over here. Any extra materials over here I can nab real quickly? Ah, some weaponry. No, that won't be necessary, but the stand bowl could prove to be useful. Thank you. All right, and then right back over here. Once I get these bird parts, that should end my little detour, because I should have more than enough of anything else. Or I have cooked every other bird-related item, hopefully. If I need to save 1 or 2 bird-related items for the little restaurant over in Lurelin Village, then so be it. But I'm hoping that I only gotta get 1 or 2 more birds and that'll be good. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything immediately up here. So let's head toward the red mark. To the red mark! All right, and hopefully I don't need to use auto build for anything. I glided over there just fine last time, so I trust that I can glide over there again. Nearby down below, hang on a second. There are some over here. Ah, I do be seeing birds. All right. No, not you, Tulin. This bird. But if I'm gonna shoot it down, it needs to be above land. Ah, this makes hunting a little tricky. This is a whole different endeavor. I mean, I guess I could try to catch it on the way down, but that's gonna be really awkward. Okay. I have to use my best judgment and hope that when I get you, you'll be above a platform. Let's see where it goes. Cool. That wasn't even the bird I was after, and that's it. That's just gonna be a drumstick. Oh, that's a thigh. I did need a thigh. Let's see. This way. This way, you say. Okay. That was my way in previously, which I guess makes enough sense. Down here? Ah, that'll be it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready to blow it to smithereens, I guess. So if I go by most use, I got a bomb. Sorry about this, guys. But I'm in too deep now. Oh, that's the Korok. Sorry, I was trying to fry a Korok. I mean, that's fine too, I suppose. Oh, but did it already cook it? It did. No! Well, even so, it turns out that that was not all too useful anyway. I think I am in my best interest of just going over toward here. And if I'm gonna fly over to that island, I need to go ahead and put on my Zora armor, because that will allow me to ascend the waterfall. Okay, so really, the Heron that I locked onto with my Hyrule Compendium isn't even the prime bird to get. I just need a big old bird, all right? And you can't just buy meat in this game like you could in real life. I'd have thought that if any 2 places would sell meat, it would be Goron City and Gerudo City, Gerudo Town, whatever. So, no, not even Terry Town has it, and they have everything. So, I gotta go hunt down my own birds, which is proving to be more tricky than just swiftly grabbing a fish out of the water like I was doing, well, earlier in this part, but also throughout the previous part. All right, let's try going up here and see what happens. Woo, there we go, at the top. Okay, so there's the ducks, which I can get real quick. Okay, just the 1 duck, huh? And then there's these bigger birds over here that I kind of want. That's just gonna be drumsticks. Yeah, I get the vibe that the smaller birds only drop drumsticks, which means I gotta get you guys, and I gotta not blast you with a bomb. I gotta get you guys just while you're on land. Okay, if I could have some way to like go into slow motion, that's gonna make things a lot easier. No, is he gonna escape? Yes, I ruined it. Oh, this is annoying. I guess I can get some more fish while I'm here. Ancient Arowana, I've been cooking a fair deal of you, thank you. Oi, I don't want to deal with all of this, man. Okay, all right, I have a better idea. Since I messed up getting the bird up here. What if I go back over to Satori Mountain or one of these lake-type locations back down on the surface, and I see if I can get my supplies there. All right, surely there are some birds over here, and I just need a big enough bird to where if I destroy it with an arrow, and not an explosive, just a regular arrow, it'll drop a raw whole bird. Too bad I swallowed all these when I was trying to restore health in a panic earlier, not realizing I would need them later for a cooking part. All right, and then just to consult my Hyrule Compendium again, I don't think herons are the answer. I think I need an ostrich. I think, it just tells me right here what it'll drop, so that's gonna be raw meat. I need this. I need an Elden ostrich, potentially. Sorry, I guess I should have been looking at that earlier. Island hawk, bird thigh, drumstick, 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 drumstick. So the smaller birds do only drop drumsticks. I was right about that. Oh, but you'll drop a thigh. Okay, well, I need a raw whole bird. You'll drop bird eggs. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna be over here. If I'm going for the Elden ostrich, I gotta go to the Elden region. So, I guess while I'm up here, I could smash open a few extra rare ore deposits and see if I can get some valuable gemstones, right? So, let's start at the top, and let's work our way down. That's how I should have been doing things. Okay, and then I need one raw whole bird for now, and if I need more later, then I guess I'll just have to get it later. Radar's not going off immediately. Okay, I see my buddy Dinroll in the background, though. You've been appearing more frequently now that I don't need your dragon parts. It's like, you know, I've already upgraded all my armor and therefore have no real urgency in shooting you for parts. Oh, wait! Oh, no, those are Aracudas. Got excited. Never mind. Nope, don't need their parts. Not anymore. Any other birds here, though? No? Well, I suppose this is probably why no one else has done a designated cooking video, huh? Hunting down a bird to get one raw whole bird, or a chance of it dropping one. First I have to find the bird, and then I have to pray that I'm able to successfully take it down, take its remains, and cook them. So let's see if I can find something over here. I am not wearing the appropriate armor, though. I should put on my stealth gear once more. And honestly, if I really wanted to be optimal, I'd have done this at nighttime so I could utilize my speed up boost. Actually, the more optimal thing to do is to use stealth gear and then probably consume a speed up elixir, or vice versa. Have speed up armor and then consume a stealth elixir? I don't know. Either way, I'm not being optimal. But for right now, optimization, while preferred, is not necessary. Hey guys, I'm looking for an ostrich. Have you seen one? No, probably not. Okay, I guess I could smash this open for funsies. Man, I didn't think this detour was gonna take as long as upgrading my stealth gear in the first place. I just need one ostrich. Well, hopefully only the one. I'm going over to the mountainside over here, and if it's not over here, that means it's probably more inland, right? This is kind of going on the outskirts. Eldon's, well, I mean, these are the Eldon Mountains. Okay, let's start going that way. And then worst case scenario, I'll like start back over here at the Skyview Tower and I'll work my way north again. I just figure that I would start at the top of the volcano. But that doesn't seem to be working out for me too well now, is it? Okay, let's see what we got. Huppa huppa. Okay, hello Igniotalis. Fortunately for you, I do not need your extra remains right now. I am looking for an ostrich. I was fortunate enough to even have its picture in my Hyrule Compendium. Well, it's gotta be around these parts, right? I would think. This is Eldon. These are the Eldon Mountains. My radar typically extends pretty far, but I'm not seeing anything. Come on, man. I just need one stinking bird. All right, I got one bird. I can let the rest of them go. In fact, oh, there we go. Here we go. I was gonna say, if I get two birds. Oh, hang on. Sorry about this, buddy. Okay, one more. There you go. How's that? Two raw whole birds. I've never even gotten a regular raw whole bird. Well, that explains it. I guess I never swallowed one of these in a panic then. Well, all right. How about you real quick? Just so I can get like an extra drumstick or something should I need it. Or thighs, rather. Thighs were the ones I needed, not the drumsticks. Great. Okay. And while I'm here real quickly, I'm gonna smash these guys open. Hoppa. Extra piece of amber that I don't really need anymore. And extra piece of amber that I don't really need anymore. All right, what do you say? Oh, hang on, there's another one nearby. Well, I suppose I could get it real quickly. All right, then let's go for it down below. Oh, hang on, lizard, thank you. Might need you for an elixir. Down below. Okay, well, at this point, I feel as though I should start seeing it. There it is. There you go. This is about more what I was expecting. Sorry, buddy. I said I would get one and let you go, but I'm getting an extra just in case. All right, it's the last one in the area. And I got a bird thigh for that one, not even a raw whole bird. Okay, well, I should have everything I need. Drumsticks, thighs, and raw whole birds. Okay, what do you say to celebrate? I go down here. What the heck? I got a lizard, but what was that other thing that was on me? Okay, well, I would like... Hang on, I'm wearing stealth gear. Why did they still get away from me? Was I that loud with my running? Was I that loud with my commentary? Whatever. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cook this stuff. I'm gonna do it. Actually, I don't wanna have to keep doing this, but I have the opportunity. I'm stealthy. There's a butterfly here. Hang on. Got the butterfly, and I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. I need some prime meat. Okay. Let's cook a little bit right here. It gives me an opportunity to use my cook pot Zonai devices after all. Let's see. One of these. Boom. There. Okay. So what was I cooking? I said I needed a raw bird thigh. And I need another oil jar. I'm running low on these. I'm gonna have to buy more soon. Okay, hang on. Sort by type, please. And where's my oil jar? Go on, spice. Okay, I've got a couple of these. We're okay. We're okay. All right, and then after this, it's the same thing, but with the raw whole bird. And then I should actually be good for a bit. So, boom, deep fried thigh. Great. All right, and then we'll get out another one of these. Yeah, this is not the most efficient way to be doing this cooking video, but I just wanted to do it here for the change of scenery. All right, one of these. We'll see if I need another raw whole bird later on or not, but I got one extra one. Hang on, this is too far. And then I need one of these. All right, that will do. Okay, and then after this, it kind of goes into the miscellaneous territory. All right, here we go. Boom. Very good. All right, got those checked off. I say from here, because we're gonna start moving to things that require Hylian tomato. Sorry, I can't speak. Let's go to Zora's domain and do some cooking there. All right. In fact, what if I just do the rest of my video in Zora's domain because it's the best part of the map, huh? What about that? I mean, I probably could do cooking in my house, but I don't think I added a cook pot. I don't think I really made a kitchen. A living room, sure. Oh, it's raining here? Well, if I'm able to cook here, then I'll do it, but if not, no worries. Okay, let's see. I just need one designated area where I can regularly cook, and I think the cook pots here are covered, so I might be okay. No worries, stay positive. I like the cut of your jib. I like your attitude. All right, let's see. The cook pot is over here. It's covered, so this actually is a prime location to do some cooking. All right, up next, I will need any seafood excluding hardy salmon and porgy. Okay. Any seafood excluding hardy salmon or, okay, so no hardy salmon. So what else? Sure, Hyrule bass. All right. Then I need some goat butter. Easy. And then I need Tabantha wheat. Easy. And then these three things combined should net me quite the wonderful dish. Here we go. Huzzah! I have done it successfully. All right. Let's see where we're at. Up next, I'm going to be making copious simmered fruit, which is just any 4 different fruit. Okay. So let's see here. So we'll do banana. We'll do Volt fruit, we'll do apple, and we'll do wild berry. There you go, look at that. I'm surprised I didn't make something similar previously, although I think that's because I was trying to optimize what effect I got from each food. Again, optimization is the key here. Anyway, now we're gonna move into stuff that requires Hylian tomatoes. So, 1 Hylian tomato, and then we need rock salt and fresh milk, okay? So there's my milk. And I got plenty of salt, all right. Some salty milk with a tomato in it. Hey, not my thing, but it's someone's recipe. Let's go ahead and cook it right up. And boom, okay. Oh, that was not the thing I needed next. I mean, that is something I had to cook. Sorry, I skipped one. All I need for this next one is 1 simple Hylian tomato with nothing else. I never just cooked 1 lonesome Hylian tomato. I'm hoping that's the bulk of what I'm missing is just cooking 1 random item. Cool, all right, well, we can check that one up. Next we need cream of vegetable soup. So this is any herb, flour, or vegetable excluding carrots or pumpkins, rock salt, and fresh milk. Okay, so any herb, flour, or vegetable. So we need an herb. Any herb, flour, or vegetable? All right, well, we'll just do this. Because that's definitely an herb, okay? Then we need some rock salt. And then we need some more milk. Go ahead and give that a try, huh? Let's see what that produces. This is cream of vegetable soup. Awesome. Okay, and then up next, a different item. It's gonna be veggie soup, so we need any carrot or pumpkin. All right. We got more Swift carrots than I do Endura carrots. All right, any carrot or pumpkin, more rock salt, and more milk. All right, boom, boom. All right, milk, salt, carrot. And then I think I'm gonna need another thing with more salt, more milk, and then another item, right? So boom, hasty vegetable cream soup. Wait, I don't think that's what that said. Any carrot or pumpkin. Oh, okay, I guess it's still just cream soup. I guess I'll check this off for now. I just wanna make sure that's not another thing I needed to make. Right, because this just said it was cream soup. Okay, no, we're good, we're fine. So I'll check that off then. Sorry, I guess I gotta get used to that. So boom. All right, up next, we need salt again, milk again, and then any meat. Well, the one that I have the most of is actually regular meat. Perfect. Okay, so boom, go for it. And this should create creamy meat soup, and then I'm gonna do the same thing again, but instead of meat, I gotta use a fish. Hey, no. What? Hang on. Milk. Oh, I was supposed to put an herb with it. I'm sorry. Milk, meat, salt, herb. Try that. All right, I guess that's what makes it more of a soup. All right. And then this will be the same thing again. There we go. This will be the same thing again with some fish. Okay, so boom. Herb. All right, a fish of my choice. I'm feeling fishy. I'll do a glowing cave fish, and then I need my salt. What am I if not salty? And then I need to be milking it. There you go. Boom. Give that a try, and that should create creamy seafood soup. Bright creamy seafood soup. Okay, so if it has an extra adjective at the front of it, then it's no different. It's just I can create different adjectives based on the type of fish that I use, but it still checks off the creamy seafood soup criteria. Cool. All right, now I need creamy heart soup, which is going to be, well, this is a weird one. This is like a one-off one. So we need a hydromelon, okay? We need a hardy radish. It's a hardy truffle. Oh boy, oh no, I do have a hardy radish. I've got 3 left, I better not mess this up. All right, hardy radish, hydromelon, volt fruit, and fresh milk. Well, this is a weird one, but we're doing it. There you go. Drop that in there. Let's check this off. Okay. Yes. And boom, baby. All right, creamy heart soup. Checked off. All right, these next couple are gonna require coarser bee honey, and there's a non-zero chance I've used up all my coarser bee honey. I might have to get some more. Fleet lotus seeds. Yeah, because I actually needed coarser bee honey to upgrade my armor. So I might be out. Okay. I don't recall if I actually marked where I would find coarser bee honey or not, because I didn't take into consideration that I would need more for this cooking video. That's on me. But I'll go get some more and I can demonstrate where to get some. Let's see, these are the bugs, so it should be right around here, right? I'm fairly certain. Oh, it might actually count as a material. Maybe, I thought it would count as bugs because, you know, it's bees, but it's the honey that I got. So, arrow herb, hardy radish. Nope. Hyrule field. All right, cool. So let's get some more of that. Because even if I have one left, I would still need just a bunch more. So it's gonna be in Hyrule Field. It's gonna be where the trees and stuff are. So I'm gonna say that maybe working my way over here toward this Korok seed is my best bet. Where did I set my red marker again? What was that locked on to? Or I guess if I just look in its general direction, that will help me find it. Over here. Got it. That's right. It was for the ostrich. Okay. So the blue marker. We'll go over here. Or maybe just the 2. Maybe just 2. Okay. Well, I'll get 2 more real quick. Easy peasy. All right. Let's see if I can knock this out real quickly. And let's see if I don't get stung by a bee. So, did I have food that gave me a speed? I did. I absolutely did. Now's the time to drink this, especially since I'm getting low on inventory. Oh, yep. After I cook 2 more things, I'm gonna have to clear that up. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Dude, do you not know the journey that I've been on? Do you not see how overpowered I am? Don't do this. I guess that's supposed to, stop. I consumed that speed elixir to speed things up. If you're gonna stop me I get it. This is supposed to be like a tutorial area because it's near the beginning of the game. I was not aware that you were just gonna like keep saying it every time I stepped onto that gunk. All right, then I won't step on it. Allow me to run. All right, did I have any other speed up gear that's like good for daytime? Energy resistance, attack up. No, nothing else is just speed up like regularly, huh? It's all night speed up. I mean, I guess I got the snow boots and whatever. All right. Then we will leave it be, and I will maintain my stealth gear for the time being. But I feel pretty good about there being coarser bee honey over by the trees over here. Though my radar is not going off. Perhaps it's at the other end of the trees? Or my radar is going to go off any second now? Come on. There's got to be some honey over here. This is Hyrule Field. That's where my Hyrule Compendium said that the honey was. There we go. That's what I thought. Over here? Really? Okay. Well, then I'll go and nab it real quick. Let's see what we got. You think if I wear my stealth gear and I still go shield surfing that it makes me quiet? Like it has the same effect on the shield? Oh, I found the bee honey. All right, so if I grab this, I gotta just run. And that was the only one that was over here. Now the bees are gonna chase me, but I've got stealth gear. How can they hear where I am? Simple, they can see where I am. Are they still gonna go after me? Oh, they are. They absolutely are. Okay, well, let's find the new location to grab some stuff. Let's go. Yeah, I'm thinking like this area over here. So let's go over to this shrine. Warp out of here. The bees won't know what's going on. I'll grab some coarser bee honey over by this shrine, and then I'll be able to go and do some cooking. In fact, I might even just cook in this very spot, just like I did with the ostrich. Not meat, but, well, I guess it is meat, with the ostrich raw whole bird earlier. All right, to the red mark. Let's go. It does not appear that there is coarser bee honey on these lonesome trees over here. That is fine. That must hopefully mean that there will be coarser bee honey in this greater abundance of trees over here. Yeah? There are lots of trees here. Where there are trees, there may be bees, and where there may be bees, there may be honey. I feel like I'm Winnie the Pooh right now. Yes, here we go. Oh, bother. I could go for a spot of honey right now. The only way to go forward is to not look at where I've been. Or something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen Winnie the Pooh in a while. All right. Let's see. This way. I ain't. Okay, I'm sorry to have to do this. But it's extra meat on the spot. Prime meats, no less. That's that good stuff. Okay. Figure while I'm here, right? Where is it? I found it. And maybe I shouldn't cook while I'm here because then the bees are going to be right atop me, right? They don't know where I am. I went through this. Nope, they know where I am. Hello. I mean, can I fight back? Do I dare fight back? No. Lesson number 1, don't fight bees. All right, don't even try it. They still after me? No, we're good. Okay, that means... Oh, you want me to save you real quick? All right. Just a regular bokoblin. Look how easy this is. Ha! Great. How was that? Wasn't that nice? I don't need a reward, but I do want to see what you have to say about it. Are you traveling too? Oh, me? My name is Coffee. I'm just a rootless wanderer, going any way the wind blows. And right now, it's blown me onto the trail of the great bandit Misko's legendary treasure. I've been following a rumor that One Piece is in a cave near here. Trouble is, the rumor wasn't totally clear where the cave was. I traveled a long way only to come up here. Oh, nope, I actually got it. I got every armor at this point. It's all upgraded. It's all good. I'm gonna cook. All right? Zonai devices. Really, I should be saving on to these cook pots, but since I'm already so close to the end of this walkthrough, I really don't see another situation where I'm going to use any more than like one of these. All right, so now what we need is materials, and we need the coarser bee honey. Actually, I guess that would have been at the bottom, and now that I've sorted it, I got to go back through and find it again. Here it is. Turns out I didn't have any previously. All right, so coarser bee honey, and then any herb, flower, or vegetable. All right, well... How about a stand bulb? Go ahead and cook that. Hopefully this is correct and that I didn't just waste my time getting some coarser bee honey. All right, let's see what it gets. It is energizing glazed veggies. Love that. Okay, and now we gotta do the same thing, but with a mushroom. Hey, come here, boom. Take out device, boom, boom. All right, where's my honey? And hopefully I don't need more honey after this, but if I do, I know where to get it. All right. And then we need any mushroom. Any mushroom? Well, all right. Then we'll go ahead and do a zap shroom. Why not? Boom. All right, go ahead and get that. Excellent. All right, and then after this, I only have 70 more. And there, we got the glazed mushrooms. Perfect. Okay, cool. Let's go to someplace a little more comfortable. In fact, what do you say we go back over to the stable? Not the Great Fairy Fountain beside the stable, but the stable, because I need to sell some of my stuff, and I can just sell the whole meals over to Beetle and get rupees for it, and that way I can also clear my inventory. Because I don't think I have any food right now that gives me any benefits I would need. I'll hang on to the ones that give me extra hearts or like extra stamina or something, but otherwise, everything must go. It's a bargain sale. Right, Beetle? Beetle, I got food. Not free food. Oh, you want a bladed rhino, Beetle? A mighty meat and rice bowl. Do I already have that? Mighty meat rice bowl. I do already have that. Sorry, buddy, you'll have to give me something better. I'm not opposed to giving it to you in the future, but for right now, I'm just trying to clear out my inventory. So here, woo! 105. All right, well, I gotta start like just selling stuff. Oh, hang on, I had multiple of these, hang on. All right, so, boom. I mean, it would be faster just to eat them, but no, I gotta be, it's more optimal to sell them. All right, there you go, boom. All right, boom, there you go. It's cool that there are so many different food combinations in the game, but it's also a little ridiculous that there's so many that I'm doing a walkthrough part dedicated to it. All right, oh, I wanted to sell you some more. Here you go, boom, okay. All right, boom, okay, boom, okay. All right, there you go. Nice. I want to hang on to like one or two that just restore a couple of hearts. Well, I don't know. I can sell them all. Once I go in to fight Ganon once and for all, I'll probably cook a few foods beforehand, and I'll cook a bunch of ones that restore all my hearts. All right, so boom, there you go. Thank you. That one. I'll save on to like one or two. Okay. There you go. Thank you. So many. So many, dude. Wow! I know, Beetle. It's so much food. Feast, my good man. Feast. All right, there you go, boom. Okay, all right, boom. It's so funny, you give me food for my rhino beetles and then I can just sell it right back to you. So it's just like I got rupees for selling the beetle in the first place. All right, there you go. Then, yep, sell that. Look at all the rupees I'm getting. I could upgrade all my armor. I should have done the cooking video first. No, not really, but it's like, making me look back and be like, oh, I could have sold a bunch of food for rupees. I'll hang on to the speed up actually in case I have to get more stuff. I can sell this though. There you go. All right, and then some of that. Yep, we can sell these. There you go. Look at all the food I just sold this guy. Look, it's like I've got a restaurant menu right here with all the food that I have. Isn't that crazy? And I guess I'm not really gonna be fighting too much, I can tell you that. Yeah, we sell a fruit pie, and we also sell a mighty crab risotto, and just, if you want seared gourmet steak just straight off the bone, you can do that. There you are, or a fruity tomato stew, if I could interest you in that. All right, you be my little taste tester. I'm gonna go cook over here, and when I'm full on inventory again, I'll probably just wander right back, but if it starts raining, I'm gonna have to go elsewhere. All right, what am I making next? I need a raw bird drumstick. I got me some of those, okay. I'm gonna need Hylian rice? Where's my rice? Where's my rice? I wish I could like manually categorize these things. There's my rice. Okay. I'm gonna need a bird egg and goat butter. There you are. This is an actual item. This is poultry pilaf. I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, that's regular poultry pilaf. Now I gotta do prime poultry pilaf. So we gotta go ahead and do the raw bird thigh. And then everything else is the same. So the raw bird thigh, Hylian rice, bird egg, and goat butter. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the raw whole bird. And that should be the last raw whole bird that I'll need. If I need more, well, I know where to get it. Boom. This is probably gonna wind up in Beetle's gullet in a moment. Here you go. And then the raw whole bird. Okay. Hylian rice. Okay, and then bird egg, and then goat butter. Go for it. Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Excellent. Gourmet poultry pilaf. Let's see what else I'm doing. Hoppa. So next we gotta do, it looks like just curry pilaf. So after the curry pilaf, I need Hylian rice, goat butter, and Goron spice. Okay, so goat butter, Goron spice. We got rice, spice, and everything nice. These ingredients are important to create the perfect concoction. Lest I add some chemical X, it accidentally generates a field of superheroes. But nah, we don't have that type of technology, and I'm not a professor. I'm not a chef, let alone a professor. Anyway, more food, yeah? All right, moving on to the next bit of seafood. Now we gotta cook a crab. So any crab, I got plenty of bright-eyed crabs for every time I went to Zora's domain. More Hylian rice, and then more salt. Okay, more salt, more Hylian rice. There you go. And that should give me crab omelet with rice. Sounds good to me. Give that a whirl. What? What? Hey, no, hang on. Oh, I needed a bird egg with it. It's no omelet without an egg. All right, sorry. Bird egg, that's on me. Bird egg, rock salt, Hylian rice. Okay, so let me get the salt. Any crab. It's okay. It's just 4 things. It's not a big deal. I can get another crab. I got plenty of bright egg crabs for all the times I went to Zora's domain, all right? All right, any crab, Hylian rice, rock salt, bird egg. All right. That should do it then. That should be an omelet. No more rice balls. All right? Thank you. All right, good. All right, Beetle, do you just want it? A mighty elixir? You've given me one of those before, haven't you? You have. Sorry, buddy. I need something else. In fact, if I keep selling you stuff and coming back, we just keep offering different stuff, because that's incentivizing to me. All right, here. You can have the rice. You can have the rice ball. You can have this whole row of stuff, dude. All right, here's your curry. All right, never go hungry again, buddy. There you go, boom. Okay. Yeah, this is your mighty elixir right here. Well, I guess it's worth 35 rupees. So if you think that energetic rhino beetle is worth 35 rupees, then that's kind of neat, actually. All right, where was I? Let's see here. I was at just Hylian rice and Goron spice, I suppose. Right, I don't think I missed anything else. Okay, Hylian rice and Goron spice, 65 items left to go. Okay, so back up top here. So we need not the wheat, but the Hylian rice and the Goron spice. Boom. Sure do need a lot of Goron spice for stuff, but I think I'm nearing the end of my needs for the Goron spice. And if I need more, then I'll get more. There's the curry rice, cool. And now I need cheesy curry. So we gotta do more Goron spice. We need Hateno cheese. And then we'll need the Hylian rice. Very good. Okay, and then that might be it for Goron spice. Sweet. Or spicy, I guess I should say. Cheesy curry, all right, cool. Now we're gonna do carrot stew. So this is any carrot, okay? That makes enough sense to me for carrot stew. So any carrot, goat butter, okay, goat butter, fresh milk. Thank goodness I bought fair share of these. And Tabantha wheat. Got it. Good to go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Give that a whirl. Great. And huppa. Hasty carrot stew, but carrot stew all the same. All right, we're going down. The next thing I need is number 96 on this list. It's gonna be raw gourmet meat. So one of these. Raw gourmet meat, Hylian rice, and just salt. I would eat this. It's a nice protein and carbs meal with a little bit of flavoring from the salt. That is more than fine by me. All right, cool. But if you do the same thing, but you add cheese to it, you get a different result. So that was the gourmet meat and rice bowl, but there's also gourmet cheesy meat bowl. Don't know that I would eat this, adding cheese to it, not my thing. I know some people love cheese. Generally, you add cheese to anything and people will eat it. I'm the opposite. You add cheese to something, I usually don't like it unless it's plain pizza. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking about my foods because it's just gonna agitate people, huh? My food preferences, where was I? Salt, we need the cheese, we need the rice, and then we need the raw gourmet meat once more, right? That's it. Raw gourmet meat, Hateno cheese, Hylian rice, rock salt. Very good. Go ahead and cook it up. Just so Beetle can consume it in just a minute. Okay, and that should be gourmet cheesy meatball. Yes, it is. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing, but with the other meats. So, we gotta do raw prime meat, Hateno cheese. Let's see. Hateno cheese. I guess all my ingredients are gonna be kind of up here, right? Hateno cheese, rock salt, Hylian rice, and that should be it. It's 4 ingredients. Okay, give that a whirl. Boom. Oh, okay, I said I would skip these. There you go. But I got it. I got what I needed. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with the basic meat. So basic meat, Hylian rice, goat butter, and cheese. It's like I've got it memorized by now because I've just been cooking all day. All right, that should just be cheesy meat bowl. There you go. Or rice bowl. Hang on, I already messed it up. I guess I don't have it memorized. Raw meat, Hateno cheese, Hylian rice, and salt, right? Do it again. Cheesy meat bowl. Raw meat, Hateno cheese, Hylian rice. There we go. I messed something up. I guess I can't read. All right. Great. Now we're gonna do just Tabantha wheat and rock salt. Okay, that's easy enough. Tabantha wheat, rock salt. I would eat that. I would just eat some bread with some salt in it. That's just what bread is, right? Is that all? Yeah, it's just wheat bread. Easy. All right, but then you put cheese on it, and now you got cheesy bread, which is not as much of my thing, but it's someone's thing. Where's my Tabantha wheat? There you go. Boom. All right. Melty cheesy bread is what this one's gonna be. And then the next one, I can actually make myself a pizza. Dude, I can make a pizza? I mean, that's what cheese bread is, just without the sauce, right? You're telling me right here, right now, I can just go ahead and use a pizza. I mean, the best pizzas are made in a pizza oven, but I mean, you can use a conventional oven too and get some decent results. But I'm not even using an oven. I'm using a stovetop, basically. And I guess you can make a decent pizza like that. Some people do. Not my thing, so I might not consume this pizza. But hey, Beetle will. So let's see here. With a pizza, you need some cheese, you need some grain, you need some sauce. What are we using for sauce? We're using a Hylian tomato, of course. Where's my tomato? All right. And then we gotta go ahead, and that's it. It's just those 3 things. If anyone ever asks you what a pizza is, it really is just bread, cheese, and sauce. Let's go. I don't suppose I can make another version of this pizza with toppings. Probably will. You probably will make a mushroom pizza or something later. Maybe this is it. Hylian tomato pizza, and now it's time for me to be a delivery service. All right, dude. Mighty meat and rice bowl. Dude, did you not just see me make one of those? I'm about to give you one of those. All right? There you go. Look what I've got, all right? Here's your pizza. Enjoy your pizza. It comes with cheesy bread on the side and regular bread on the side and a meatball, I guess, and some rice balls, I guess. And then you can have the cheese with the meat, but not the meat on the cheese. There you go, boom. All right, and then you can have that, boom. You can have some of that, boom. I'm just glad that pizza exists in The Legend of Zelda. Not necessarily a difficult thing to make, it's just amusing to me that it exists. All right, just shy of 3,000 rupees, but I ought to be fine. Now, it is time to make the same thing, but without the bread. We are just gonna go ahead and use a Hylian tomato and some cheese. Here you go, boom. All right, and that is just gonna be cheesy tomato. That is literally all it is. That is one of the recipes on here. It's recipe 110, cheesy tomato. Great, all right. And then after that, we gotta make another omelet. And where there's an omelet, there is going to be an egg, okay? So 1 egg, any herb, flour, or vegetable, okay? So I've been using stem bulbs. Okay, we need butter and we need salt. Salt, butter, great. There you go. Very good, very good, very good. Love it. Thank you, energizing vegetable omelet. Cool. Now we gotta do a mushroom omelet. So same thing, but it's gonna be with a mushroom. So, and that dog is chasing after its tail. I can appreciate that. I'd probably do the same if I also had a tail. Gonna be real with you guys. All right, so we'll do a chill shroom because I've got an abundance of those. It's another omelet, so we'll need an egg. We gotta make it with butter and once again, the salt. So salt, butter, boom. Go ahead and cook it up. All right. So mushroom, and then we're gonna do the same thing with cheese in a moment. That'll make me a cheesy omelet. Cool. All right. So butter, cheese, salt, and an egg, correct? Let's see, cheese. Oh, this actually requires 5 ingredients. I still need any flour, any vegetable flour or herb. So we'll just do a regular old herb. There you go. Glad I checked. This requires 5 ingredients to make this omelet. It's the first thing in this video that I'm making that requires 5. There you go, cheesy omelet. Great, that is done. Now we're gonna get into some sweets. We're gonna make a honeyed apple. So, oh, but I need more coarser bee honey. Darn it, I thought it was done with the coarser bee honey. It's still set on my Hyrule Compendium, right? Okay. What's up, dog? What's up, dog? I wanna pet the dog. I thought you could pet the dog in this, was I wrong? I think you have to give it an apple first. Okay, here, beetle before I go. Mighty Meat Right, I said no, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta get me some more honey. Look what I've got though. All right, check this out. I got some cheesy tomatoes. I got some of this, okay? I got some of this, and it pushes me over 3,000 rupees! Awesome, you can have it. I'm done. I'm done with that. Thank you. All right, I need more honey. In fact, I'm gonna need 2. So, I've established that it's where the trees are in Hyrule Field. So why don't we, I need to look like, would they be here? I feel like they'd probably be over here, but there's not really a shrine there. Ah! I need a great gathering of trees. Maybe like over here. Let's try that one. All right, I'm gonna need 2 more. 2 more. All this for some honey. But it's okay, we're getting into desserts, okay? I made the main course. Now we're gonna do desserts, okay? Very good. All right. So I was kind of hoping my radar would go off immediately. It was wishful thinking. That's okay because I've still got my speed up effect. And then it's gonna be nighttime and then I'll still have a speed up effect. All right, let's see if my radar starts going off. Anything? Any bees, any honey? Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, this truly was a waste of my time. Well, what the heck? Just like a big old light just started shining. That is some sunset, all right. No coarser bee honey, though. I feel like this is the type of tree that would have it, but it just has the apples on it. All right, there's no coarser bee honey over here. My radar would start going off. Okay, so this was not a good place to check. We can, well, I would still want to be in Hyrule Field. This still counts as Hyrule Field, right? Actually, what do you say about this? East Necluda. If I do, oh, sorry, if I go to the Great Plateau, does that count as Hyrule Field? Probably not. But I can work my way from here and start making my way north and see if I can find 2 coarser bee honeys, right? That'll be good. All right, so let's give it a whirl. All right, I'm gonna get myself some honey. I'm gonna use it to make some dessert. And then we're gonna go ahead and have my own dessert when I'm done with this video. I'm more of a cookie type of guy. I don't really have honey all that often. Can I just ascend through this? No, because that can all be broken up. I can ascend through. Oh, this is green first. Come on. It's possible. There we go. Bring me to the top of the Great Plateau, please. So that way I can jump off and see if I can find myself some coarser bee honey. All right. Very good. I've ascended through just the right part of the plateau. And there's even some more Hyrule herbs over here that I can use for future cooking. Because chances are, anytime it says I can use any herb, I'll just use these because they're generic enough. All right. Now we got to go down to where the trees are. Because hopefully where there are trees, there are bees, and where there are bees, there are honey, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Yep, honey already. Radar already going off. I don't even think I had to ascend, but I am faster in the air than I am on the ground. Let's see. Well, I've got my stealth gear on, so hopefully the bees won't hear me coming. This way? I don't see it. But I'm looking. Oh, there it is. I see it. There wouldn't happen to be a second one over here, would you? There is not a second one over here. Okay. What if... Oh, you know what? Yeah. Well, I already got the one that would be over here. So what if I started making my way this way toward the forest a time, huh? What do you say about that? And what do you say if I grab these Hyrule herbs along the way, huh? What do you say about that? And now that it's nighttime, I'm even faster. What do you say about that, huh? I like it, I like it. It's nice to know that for the majority of these recipes, I can use whatever mushroom and whatever herbs I want, or, you know, stuff to that effect. The only time it really gets specific is when it involves meats, because there were different kinds of meats. And, you know, that's fair. Different qualities of meat give different results. You know, you don't want that cheap stuff. Sometimes you want the gourmet prime stuff. So, hey, I get it. Now then, we have another group of trees over here. Will there be more honey? My radar is not going off. There is a non-zero chance I grab the... Oh, nope, okay. Nope, I see it right here. take that. Thank you. Woo! Courser bee honey on top of an evil tree. That is a nasty combination. All right, because it is raining in Terrytown, I've decided to move my cooking operation over here to Rito Village because I know they have a covered cooking pot. It's just a little bit of a trek to get to it. Let's see, it's not this. Is it this? Nope, it's not this. It is this! Well, while the other birds of this village sleep, I shall be making dessert as I intend to stay up late and cook the rest of these recipes. So, the next thing I need a courser bee honey, and I need any apple. So, let's go all the way back to the top. Boom. Honey and apple. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a honeyed apple. All right, so, boom. Candy, not really my thing, but I know it's kind of an acquired gourmet taste. All right, and then I type, now my remaining courser bee honey should be up here. Where'd it go? Wasn't it like over to the left? I'm very clearly passing it. I just don't see it. Here it is. It's right here. Okay, and then the next recipe, it's just this. It is just cooking a courser bee honey on its own, and that just gives you honey candy. Now those I can deal with. That's just like a honey drop. I can deal with that. Cool. All right, up next, we need an apple. All right, so apple, any other fruit. So, okay. Let's do a Volt fruit. That's another fruit. All right, Tabantha wheat and cane sugar. So where's my sugar? Where's my sugar? Cane sugar, okay. And Tabantha wheat. Cool. Boom, 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 boom. Loving it. Making those desserts. All right, but then after this one, oh, we've got a pretty prime dessert coming up. All right, so that's fruit cake. Awesome. Now, we gotta make cheesecake. So to create the cheesecake, we need, well, Hateno cheese, of course. We need the Tabantha wheat once more. There you go, there's my wheat. We need the goat butter. Boom, and then we need cane sugar. Yep, that sounds like a dessert if I've ever seen a dessert before. There you go. I mean, look, for me, it would be the same thing, but it would be with the milk instead of the cheese. But cheesecake, there you go. Awesome. All right. Up next, the thing is called Noble Pursuit. It's kind of a unique one. It requires palm fruit, a hydromelon. So there's my hydromelon. I know I've got palm fruits. There you go, sorry. Palm fruit, hydromelon, Volt fruit, and rock salt. All right, Noble Pursuit. Let's go ahead and cook it up. And boom, Noble Pursuit. A popular fruit juice in Gerudo Town. Its tropical flavor will cheer you right up. Yeah, there's probably some character in Gerudo Town that was supposed to tell me about this, but I clearly missed that, and now I'm cooking it anyway. So that's pretty neat. Okay, next we gotta do monster rice balls. So this will be Hylian rice. Okay, so Hylian rice. We need rock salt and monster extract. Simple enough. I'm a little surprised I didn't make this before, but I guess I wasn't really using monster extract in my cooking all that often, so I made monster cake, evidently. There you go. Monster rice balls. They are just purple rice balls. The unique aroma is not for everyone, so I guess they smell bad. Okay, dark stew. So, oh, for this, I actually need a dark clump. In fact, for the next few things, I'm gonna need dark clumps because I've never cooked with a dark clump before. In order to get more dark clumps, I would actually need to go to the depths to get these. So what do you say I go ahead and get them now? So I would have to purchase them from a bargainer statue. So we'll go right over here. And look, I even marked where my little cooking areas were. So I can go over there and cook stuff in the designated cooking areas. And I probably have enough dark clumps. Oh, no, I think I would have to get one or two more. So I'll go do that real quickly. But this is where you would get more dark clumps. I thought I would only need dark clumps as a thing to upgrade my armor, but I was unaware that it counted as a cooking ingredient. So I'm gonna cook everything that requires a dark clump in the next couple minutes. But otherwise, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to when I was upgrading all the armor in this game. No, this is so much easier. It's basically me going to the grocery store to get a few extra ingredients. I'm going to the farmer's market to make sure I have the best ingredients to create the best food. You know how it is. Look, I'm not getting another stealth fin trout, right? I'm literally going to buy an extra ingredient. I'm gonna climb through this statue's leg, I'm pretty sure. And this doesn't feel like the top. Can I ascend further? Can I? I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh shoot, I can reach all the way up there? That's awfully generous of this game. I feel like they're a bit, oh, you know, maybe that wasn't so generous after all. I was gonna say, I feel as though I've been at other points of this game where I needed to ascend through something and the ceiling was lower and it still said no. I'm not talking about those places in the depths where you can't go back on the surface. Okay, dude, I could swear it was not this complicated to consult this bargainer statue here. What the heck is going on? You're making me change all my armor. I just need to, oh my god. I just need to buy like 2 dark clumps and then I will be on my merry way. And I figured this could benefit you as well because you use the currency known as Pose and you know what to do with them and I only use them for you and I imagine this is one of the last times I'll even use them because I'm just trying to get some dark clumps. All right, can I ascend through something else? Through the arm, maybe? No, I would still have to just climb the arm. Okay. I swear it wasn't this tricky last time. I swear I just ascended through something. And that was... Can I, go... Can I climb up the rear? Can I climb between the legs? No, that's not appropriate. All right. Well, that's the Ant-Man way. That would be the Ant-Man versus Thanos method, but I guess we're not doing that here. Can I ascend through this? If it lasts more than like a second, I feel like this is what nope, that wasn't right. Can I go through the armpit? All right. If this lasts more than a second, then this ought to be good. Oh, actually, maybe this was it. All right, thank you. I was gonna say, why was that so unnecessarily tricky? Anyway, some dark clumps, please. I don't think I'll need all 10. Plus, it might be advantageous for me to hang on to some Pose in case I want to buy a weapon later on. So we'll do 6. Thank you, 60 Pose, great. I mean, I don't know. Do I want a weapon now? You've got all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't need to buy any more armor, thankfully. And I probably don't need to buy a weapon right now either. I think I'm okay. I'll hang on to the remainder of my Pose then. Thank you, bargainer statue. Sorry for crawling around your leg and all that awkward stuff. I thought that there was a cooking pot down here. Is there one over by the forge construct? No, they don't cook down here. If anything, it would be over where like the Yiga clan stuff is. If there are any more down here. I mean, there probably are more Yiga clan people down here, but I don't... I'm just trying to cook some food, all right? I could use a Zonai device and whip that out and cook more stuff that way, but no, this is not convenient at all. Dude. All right, this is not a forge construct. This is not a forge construct. Hang on a second. This is a forge construct. Is there a cooking pot over here? And if so, would I be allowed to use it to cook? How many more food do I need to cook? 45 more. Actually, it's not even 45 more technically. Because I really only had to cook like 5 or 6 more using a traditional cooking pot. And then after that, I kind of just have to like burn some stuff. Okay. Well, is there a place down here that can fit my needs? See, this is kind of like a Yiga place. This is where I fought the Yiga clan, Master Koga and the like. But I don't think you have a cooking pot down here, do you? Yeah, I remember I went over here and got myself some more schematics. All right, I'm wasting too much time. I think the plan then is to just use my Zonai devices to cook the remaining stuff here in the depths. And then I'll go ahead and create a little campfire and I'll burn the rest of my stuff over there. It'll make sense in a moment. Okay, so more cook pots. I got plenty of these, so put that there. Next, we're cooking with dark clumps. All right, so I got plenty of them now. So we're gonna need a dark clump. We need any meat and any seafood. So let's go back up, or actually no, meat was below it, wasn't it? No, meat was here. Any seafood. Well, I've got plenty of glowing cavefish, so that's what we're gonna go with. Boom, go for it. All right, very good, very good, very good. All right, dark stew, perfect. Now I gotta get another one of these out. It's an extra step, but we'll be fine. All right, so take out device, boom. Up next, we need another dark clump. All right, we need Tabantha wheat. And we need fresh milk and goat butter. All right, right over here before you drop it all over the floor and it disappears or something. All right, perfect. Awesome. Warding dark soup. Oh, because it gives a gloom resistance because of that. That's fun. Okay, next we will need dark curry. It's basically all the different food type items except for dark pizza. Man, a dark pizza would be cool though. All right, so we need a dark clump. We need Hylian rice. We need Goron spice. Goron spice, Goron spice, Goron. Oh, my last Goron spice. So I better not mess this up. Dark clump, Highland rice, Goron spice. Okay. Let's get it on, baby. There you go. All right. Poof. Warding dark curry. All right. Now, with no more Goron spice, I hope that I can just power through the last couple of things I need. So portable pot. Boom. As long as it cooks, it's okay if it's slightly rotated. All right. We need a dark clump. We'll need some more rock salt and then just Hylian rice. Oh, that's much easier. And then after this, I've got 2 items left to cook and only one more requires a dark clump. All right, here we go. So, you guys know the drill by now. We gotta get out the portable pot, set that there. Great. We need a dark clump. Ooh. All right, we need to bantha wheat. Ooh. We need goat butter. Ooh, and we need cane sugar. Oh, go ahead and cook it. Oh my God, look at all this cooking stuff. Okay. What? There, that's what it's supposed to be. Warding dark cake. Very good, I'm liking that word warding. All right, folks, the last thing that I have to cook, or at least the last thing that requires a cooking pot anyway, actually requires a piece of wood and then a gemstone of my choice. I'm not even kidding. No dark clumps, no fish, no meat, not even any wheat. It's just a piece of wood and a topaz. So yeah, naturally I never bothered to cook this. I mean, it doesn't have to be a topaz, it can be a gemstone, but obviously I never thought to like cook a gemstone in my food, but if you cook this with a piece of wood, you get rock hard food. Ta-da! So yeah, I never thought to cook wood in the cooking pot, let alone with a gemstone, but I had to cook it now in order to get completion for my cookbook, which is the whole point of this video. I mean, half of this video has been me upgrading my armor, and the other half has been me trying to look for places to cook because there's no cooking pot here in the depths like I thought there was. All right, and then dubious food. Oh, I thought there was like a special animation of Link like struggling to swallow the food, but I guess not. Anyway, there's still more cooking to be done, just nothing else that requires a cooking pot. All right, so let's say you're just roughing it and you're just camping and you're like, oh, well, I don't have cooking gear. All I have is good old-fashioned wood and a way to ignite it. Well, hey, there's a whole category of food in this game that exists just with these methods. Now, I could use flint, but I think it's gonna be easier and faster if I just go ahead and light this fireplace on fire with that. There you go. And now, up next, I basically just have to burn a bunch of food. Or, I mean, I don't have to burn it. You can burn it, and then it turns into nothing. It turns into ash. But I basically just have to hold a bunch of food over it, you know, without a pot. And that will count as cooking items for the cookbook. So the golden apple here actually is its own unique cooked item, but otherwise you never really need a golden apple for anything else. So boom, if it has question marks in front of it, that means it's something new. Yep, baked golden apple. The only recipe in the game that specifically requires a golden apple. You can use a golden apple for other stuff and you'll get extra rewards, but that's the only unique cooking item that requires a golden apple. At this point, I basically just have to go through the item catalog and I guess using Ultra Hand's a little better because once I actually see the steam on it or the smoke or whatever on it, that means it's getting cooked. Oh yeah, when there's a flame on it, then it's really cooked. And then, of course, the question marks will mean that it's a different item. In my case, it's question marks because it's items I've never obtained before, but that's what I'm going for. I'm going for items I've never obtained before / never cooked before. And at this point, I just gotta go ahead and I think it just goes in order at this point. So I've already gotten apples and wild berries, presumably from campsites. You know, usually when I'm fighting bokoblins or moblins or even Lizalfos and they're cooking a bunch of stuff, they'll sometimes just have some of these items over there, but it's not every item. I still have to go out of my way and get some of these items so that I may personally cook them myself. And then when I run out of space in just a moment, I'll go ahead and give the remainder of them to Beetle, who is beside me, and that is why I'm cooking them over here. So now we can go ahead and cook a hydromelon. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some enemy in Gerudo Desert that's cooking a hydromelon this way, but otherwise I'm doing it here. Fortunately, because they're items I haven't obtained before, I know it's done when I see the question marks come up. There you go. Oh, what do you... Mighty Meat and Rice Bowl. Nah, man. You're gonna have to offer me something else. Or maybe I'll just be generous at the end of this part. But for right now... Oh yeah, I guess if you quote-unquote cook food this way, it is worth more when you sell it. So if you're willing to hold your food over a fire for a couple of seconds, you can get some extra rupees. It does take more time, so if nothing else, you're getting paid for spending a few extra seconds to cook your food. And I mean, look, in real life, yes, cooking food this way is natural. You can get some good stuff out of it, right? That's how the cavemen did it, right? But we live in the modern age, and I can't imagine, like, just taking something and holding it over a fireplace and then eating it and being like, delicious. But then again, I'm not a foodie and I'm not a chef. All right, so that'll be good. I think I'll hang on to the rest of this stuff. Thank you, Beetle. All right, so let's go ahead and get the next set of items ready. Actually, I think for something like this, because I'm just gonna be holding a bunch of items over the fireplace. Well, one, let me go ahead and change my appearance. So we'll do the outfit of the wild, kind of like how I started this part. And then I can go to a different location and really cook the rest of the stuff. Let me go ahead and cook this, not in my house, because I don't have a kitchen. You guys remember my house, right? It's pretty nice. I could climb the outside of it, or like, it's my house, I can go inside. Here we go. Right, you guys remember my house, right? The one with all the stairs? 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 All right, now they're at the top, I can ascend to the roof. And I can just cook up here. And that way we have a different backdrop. So, same type of ordeal. We get the wood out, which is gonna be at the bottom of my materials whenever they're sorted, or at least like near the bottom, because now we've got the Zonai items. In Breath of the Wild, it was definitely at the bottom. It would be at the bottom here if the Zonai items didn't exist. But since those are newer items exclusive to Tears of the Kingdom, those go at the bottom. Okay. And then I just gotta go ahead and hold some more food on top of it. So, where was I? Let's go ahead and get this nice backdrop here. Yes, see? It's beneficial to have a 7-story house that's primarily just stairs, because that way when you get to the top, you've got the nice overlook view of the eastern portion of Hyrule. All right, let's see. I did the hydro melon. Okay, complete load of seeds. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that there. We'll go ahead and cook it with Ultra Hand. All right, it's coming along. It's coming along. Burn, darn you! Cook, darn you! I'm at the mercy of your heating temperature. There you go. Roasted lotus seeds. Not my thing, but it counts as a recipe in this game, and it's probably someone's thing. All right. The only downside of cooking on this roof, of course, is the fact that Beetle isn't nearby, or at least not nearby enough for me to easily just have him buy up all my meals, but I'm all for that change of scenery. You know this by now. All right, now we got to go ahead and cook. Huppa, huppa, huppa. I am looking for Mighty Thistle. Yeah, apparently just holding this next to a fireplace counts as its own cooked item. So I can do that. Boom, just like that. Roasted Mighty Thistle. Awesome. Yeah, it has practically no effect. You're supposed to mix that with other items to get a might boost, but if you just hold it next to a fireplace, you get that. Same thing with the Armoranth. I mean, it's the counterpart to the Mighty Thistle, right? One boosts attack, one boosts defense, but apparently if you hold either of them next to a fireplace, you just roast them. So, kind of neat. Yeah, I mean, if it came to real life, I could cook this stuff, just throw it next to a fireplace. Ah, yeah. And I know some people, hang on, I gotta grab the next item, hang on. What was I grabbing? Here we go. Some people actually will cook stuff like that. They actually will just throw it into the fireplace for a few seconds and then grab it with like a spatula or tongs or something, but yeah, I guess you could have one of those nicer outdoor fire pits with those stones and whatever and hold some food over that. You know, like making s'mores or something, you could do that. But alas, s'mores don't exist within this game. Because, I mean, there's no chocolate or marshmallows. That's a bit more manufactured stuff, but we got pizza. Pizza's nice. All right, roasted Endura carrot. So you don't get the stamina boost for that, but you get 3 hearts for it. All right, now I gotta go ahead and do the other veggies. So, Stam bulb, I guess, isn't one of them. That's interesting. Ah, but I gotta do the pumpkins, both of them. Both pumpkins, because they produce different results after all. So there's the fortified pumpkin. Yeah, so it's interesting how you don't necessarily need a specific pumpkin or a specific type of fruit for most recipes, but when it comes to just baking them, well, then you do. Because now I need the sun pumpkin, which was right next to it, thank you. All right, sun pumpkin. And remember, if I need more of these, they're back at Hateno Village. Boop, there we go, baked sun pumpkin. And then after that, I think I'm still with the veggies. I'm glad that it's at least going roughly in order in the way that I have my items listed here. We need, oh, okay, well, this one's a little out of order. Now I need a radish. Never mind. I was just getting ready to praise the fact that things were going in order so things could go a bit more smoothly, but nope. Need this here radish. And boom, roasted radish. Yeah, you're better off just cooking that in a cook pot because that'll actually produce maximum hearts, but if you happen to drop it in fire, I guess you can get, what was that, like 3 3/4? Huzzah. And with just a few more foods left to go, what do you say I cook the remainder of them back where it all began? Back here at the Temple of Time or whatever, the Sanctuary of Time, here in the Sky Islands. And since I don't need a cook pot for these, I just need a little piece of wood with a fire on top of it, I can easily cook the rest of these. Yeah, that's it. So I guess this is gonna be a pretty good spot. I mean, it's got quite the nice view, and since I'm playing this on my Nintendo Switch 2, I believe I get slightly better depth perception, right? Or at least higher quality depth perception. All right, I've got my coarser bee honey and my big hearty radish. Drop that there. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and chuck that onto it. Boom, nice. Let's get cooking. So, big hearty radish right there. Love that. There you go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use Ultra Hand. Or maybe I'm not. I'm good. Roasted big radish. So again, you are better off cooking this on top of a cook pot, but if you don't have one and all you have is wood and fire for some reason, then yeah, you can cook that and get a couple of extra hearts than you would have otherwise, but it's such a random thing. I would not ever go for that if I wasn't going for 100% completion of my cookbook. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do the stamella shroom. There you go. Enjoy that. Cook that shroom. There you go, Toasty stamella shroom. Great, you get an extra quarter heart. Now I just gotta do that with all the other mushrooms. Yeah, what an anticlimactic way to bring this walkthrough to its close, huh? I bet you didn't think that, you know, one of my last walkthrough parts in Tears of the Kingdom after spending 2.5 years on it was gonna be me standing on top of the temple where I started everything, looking out into the view and just burning all my food. but you know, I said I would complete everything. I had to save all these tedious tasks for the end of this walkthrough. All right, we are done with the days of me wandering aimlessly trying to find light roots and solve shrine puzzles. Now, it's all about me retraversing the map of Hyrule, getting the supplies I need. I don't know why that created a gust of wind. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause that. I'm just trying to get this Toasty Sun Shroom. This is where we're at now, folks. We are no longer adventurers, and it's time to retire that and just learn how to cook. That's what retired people do, right? You're just like, oh, I guess I'll learn how to cook. I don't know, whatever. I got mushrooms and I got some fire, so I'll just cook the mushroom for a second and boom, I'm a chef. I mean, people like mushrooms. Not really my thing. Not really my thing, but you know, most foods aren't my thing. But hey, whatever, I'm doing this to wrap up the walkthrough. Maybe it is nice to kind of wind down and do something a little more mellow as I near the end of this walkthrough, because in the next couple of parts, I really am going to go take on the final task of this game, and that's fighting Ganon. To think that one of the final things I'm doing before I fight Ganon is just utilizing my mushroom supply to fill in a cookbook. Huzzah. Enjoy it, folks. I'm cooking an iron shroom. It's metal. It probably has a really high temperature. Never mind, it cooks just as quickly as everything else. Toasty iron shroom. Great. Great. And hey, once this is done, I never have to worry about it again. I also have enough room for one more cooked item, unless I want to start consuming stuff. So I'll go ahead and chuck the silent shroom there. There you go. Toasty silent shroom, great. All right, let me go ahead and consume some of my food so that I have extra space to cook more food, because I kind of like cooking up here. It's actually pretty prime that it's sunset right now, or sunrise. Or maybe it's always going to be one or the other because I'm so high up in the sky, so maybe I can see the sunrise on one side and set on the other, making this an even more prime location to even cook my stuff in the first place, but whatever. I'm just going to capitalize on this opportunity. So, we need another mushroom. No, I did the carrots already. We need Endura shroom. That's the one I need. Thank you. Different than a stamella shroom, so it yields a different item in the cookbook. But I have it, and if I needed more, I could go back to my little mushroom spot, or I could buy them in Korok Forest, whatever works. All right, just a couple more, but I think I'm done with the mushrooms. So next, I got to do the big hearty truffle. Again, just like every other item I've been cooking, you are better off throwing this into a cook pot. But if you happen to drop one of these next to a fireplace, it will heat up and give you a toasted big hearty truffle. And I got that big hearty truffle from the same place I got my other mushrooms. So if you want to go to that mushroom spot that I mentioned earlier in this video, that's probably a good place to get a big hearty truffle. Okay, we need an ancient arowana specifically for this next one. I got a bunch of those ancient arowanas here on the Sky Islands. Got a bunch of them in the previous part, actually. But yeah, you can just find them in bodies of water here in the sky. Electrocute the water, you'll get the fish, and boom! Roasted arowana. I believe that's the only recipe that specifically requires the ancient arowana. So now I have it. And then the last thing, so you need a bird egg for this, but I wanna mention something. So there are different items that require the use of an egg, And there are 2 different ways to cook the bird egg in this game. I already have the other one. You can get a bird egg and you drop it in a hot spring. That gives you a boiled egg. You hold it next to a fireplace here, you get a campfire egg. They count as 2 different recipes, and otherwise the bird egg is the only thing that you can boil in this game. So you have to go to a spa or just any body of water that's hot, usually in Goron City will do the trick. So I got that a long time ago, just wanted to mention it here. All right, now for the opposite end of the spectrum. So I was heating up the majority of food in this video, right? But you can do the opposite. You can have frozen foods, which is a section of the grocery store that I am very familiar with. Well, sometimes you just need to heat up something super quickly. But in any case, you can actually eat the food frozen here. And I guess you could do that with a fair share of other foods in real life. So if you want to look at it that way, these are more like desserts. I guess you just drop it on the floor here, and then it freezes over. Oh, yep, that is all it is. So boom, icy meat. And I have a couple of frozen foods from earlier on in this walkthrough, because there would be enemies out here that would be camping out and their food would be frozen, so I would have them. But yeah, now I just got to drop a bunch of meat on the floor and let the food cook itself, freeze itself. There you go, frozen bird drumstick. Uh-oh. So obviously this is going to apply to every piece of meat that's available within the game. So the regular meats, the drumsticks, whatever. But that also means I'm going to need another raw whole bird in a second. So we'll cook or freeze or whatever the raw bird thigh. There you go. Great. Yeah, you're just supposed to eat it like this. You're not supposed to heat it up again afterward, but because you can't just drop a meal on the floor. You just drop the regular items, and then once it's cooked, it's forever in your inventory. You can sell them to Beetle. You should be over here somewhere. You might be inside. Wouldn't blame him. It's literally freezing cold outside, which is why I'm freezing all my items. There you go. Spicy peppers, nice. Take those. Beetle, are you nearby, my good man? I've got frozen foods for you. Think of it as like a popsicle, but without any of the fruity flavoring. Although I might have to freeze a fruit or two. I might not. No, I don't know. I don't think I have to freeze any fruit. I think it's just the meats. The meats and then like 1 or 2 vegetables, probably. Hello there, my good beetle friend. Hi, mighty elixir. I mean, that's fancy and all, but no, we're gonna pass on that. Look what I've got. Frozen foods. Wow, 28 rupees just for leaving it on the floor for a second? That's pretty neat. All right, and here you can have all the other stuff, the other toasty stuff. Mix it together. Eat something cold, eat something warm. Either way, they've all been in the same pocket. But yeah, I guess if you freeze certain foods, they're actually worth a fair amount of rupees. It's gonna be worth more than just holding it by a fireplace, and it's much more accessible because all you have to do is drop your food on the floor. So I guess if you wanted a quicker way to get rupees, you could come up here to a colder region and then just freeze it and then sell it to Beetle. So that's an option. I'm mainly selling my stuff so I can have extra inventory space, but if I wanted to be more strategic, I could take any sort of extra supplies that I have, freeze them, and then give them to Beetle. So that's an option. All right, that'll do, good sir, thank you. I gotta go get myself another raw whole bird, which means I gotta go ahead and load up that ostrich here in the Hyrule Compendium again. Do I have to defeat this Fire Breath Lizalfos? Absolutely not. But should there ever come a day where I need another Fire Breath Lizalfos tail, thankfully it dropped one. Oh, should there ever come a day where I need more Fire Breath Lizalfos tails?
I'll be ready.
Anyway, I've seen no signs of this ostrich, so I think it's gonna be more advantageous for me to revert to my old strategy of climbing to the top and working my way down, and hey, I'm using more of these pre-made Zonai devices. Really? Another blood moon here in the same video? Again, I spent so long trying to get blood moons to occur in the previous video, and while I was able to get some to occur, it just took so long. And then here I am in my Tears of the Kingdom video where I'm just cooking a bunch of food, and they are happening nonchalantly. And I know they serve as a way for the game to like reset its materials and whatever, but like, I didn't really go shopping, or at least not that much, between the previous blood moon and now. I didn't slay too many enemies between the previous blood moon and now. You saw it! You saw the previous blood moon in this very video. That's crazy that I'm already having 2. I guess it just demonstrates that cooking stuff in the game and then selling a bunch of stuff to Beetle is a lot for the game to handle, so it's loading another blood moon as a result. Maybe that is a way to get blood moons to happen more quickly. Cook all your stuff, or freeze all your stuff, I don't know. I guess I have been cooking stuff for a while. It's been like an hour, but just standing around for an hour isn't enough to trigger a blood moon either. Whatever. Yo, is there a rare ore deposit behind here, really? Well, then that's a rare ore deposit that I never marked previously. Go ahead and mark it now for future use. Thankfully, I had more than enough supplies to be able to upgrade all my armor without the need of that specific rare ore deposit, and it gave me topaz, which I definitely have more than enough of. But still good to know. Selling gemstones really is the best way and fastest way to get rupees. But I guess you can freeze your food as well and then sell that to Beetle, and Righty, buddy. And get rupees that way too. All right, let's go up and see if I can find myself another ostrich. All right, up again. See, at this point, I'm much more lenient with my Zonite. But yeah, my radar's not going off. Is this RNG dependent? Is that why I can't find one? It's just random whether or not one spawns over here? Because another blood moon happened, and I've been warping around and in-game time has been passing, and this is where I got it last time, so there should be one over here, but I'm not seeing one. The blood moon, finally, golly. Good timing too. Folks, it turns out if you complain about something long enough, it will eventually become relevant again. Doesn't necessarily mean that there will be an immediate solution, but the topic will become relevant. And that's great for someone like me who's a commentator who talks a lot. All right, well, same ordeal, right? Now that I know that there's one over here, let's go ahead and get higher up. But man, to think that this is the only thing that drops a raw whole bird, and I didn't have one prior to this video, that's nuts. Okay, this direction, I'm looking. Nearby down below, really? Nope, I see it. It was kind of camouflaged. Okay, hang on. I want to get this lizard. And then I guess we'll drop down and see if I can, I just saw it, where'd it go? Oh, no, that was Tulin, sorry. I was like, no way it's flying. Oh. Nope, that's Lizalfos. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Didn't run, did, oh, nope. There it is. There's the little rascal, okay. Well, I don't necessarily need slow motion as long as I get a raw whole bird from this. I shot it in the neck, so the bird itself should be pure. Awesome, thank you. I just needed the one. Now I need to go back to a cold climate, and I'm finding that going over to the stable here in the snowy region is prime for me, because that way it's also near a stable, and where there are stables, there is Beetle. So he'll buy whatever frozen foods I have off of me. So I'm curious as to how much this is gonna be worth, because even some like regular raw frozen meat was worth like 15 rupees to the guy, or something like that. All right, let me go ahead and put on my cold attire. I know I just got my stealth gear in this video, so I'm trying to utilize it to the best of my abilities before this walkthrough comes to an end in like 3 videos, but right now, I gotta freeze this whole raw bird. So, gotta freeze the whole thing. Can't have one thing not frozen. There you go. That was actually really quick. Frozen whole bird. Love that. And it gives heat resistance if I wanted to use it in Gerudo Desert. Well, cool. I will not be doing that, but I do appreciate how quickly that cooked. All right, now we're gonna move on to seafood. So ancient arowana. I think I said earlier that there was only one recipe that required an ancient arowana. That was wrong because you have to freeze one as well. But what I said about the golden apple earlier was true. There's only one recipe that requires you to cook a golden apple. Nothing requires you to freeze one, because freezing a fruit, it's still just kind of a fruit. I mean, I don't know. Some people do that for dessert. Freeze fruit. People do that with grapes. I don't know that I've done that though. And people do it with like ice cream and bananas and stuff too. All right, did I mess something up? I feel like that frozen whole bird cooked or froze immediately, and you were just taking your sweet time, huh? All right, maybe it's because you're too close to the little shrine here, and maybe that's emitting heat. I mean, I don't know, okay. We can speed this up. Freeze, darn you! Much better. Frozen bass, perfect. Okay, I might just wind up doing that for the remainder of the items that I have to add to my cookbook here. So next, we need, oh, I do need to do sizzlefin trout. Okay, hang on. So sizzlefin trout is interesting because it's a fish that's associated with heat. You would think it would freeze more quickly, but if I just do this, that'll work, right? Very well. That settles it. Frozen trout. Awesome. Then I'll just do this for the rest of the video. So, mighty carp. Great. Oh, because you can't freeze a chillfin trout, I don't think. Sorry, I was trying to say you probably can't freeze a sizzlefin trout. No, you probably can't freeze a frozen trout. So, frozen carp. Great. Thank you. Yeah, that's probably why it was taking longer to freeze. All right. And then we got the carps. All right. Armored porgy. Great. Cool. Nope, not my weapon at it. It's already dead. We can freeze it though. Boom. Thank you, frozen porgy. Love that. Sorta. I don't know. I'm doing what I have to. Okay, glowing cavefish. Is this the only recipe that requires a glowing cavefish? Because I've got so many of these, but just like all the other items I've been cooking in this video, I think like it just yields a secondary effect, but nothing has required one of these until now. Okay, I don't know. I'm just glad I got white choo-choo jelly. I'm sure an ice fruit would also do the trick. Boom. Frozen cavefish. Got it. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I've made so far that has the word cavefish in it, so probably. Okay. Great. Okay, and then hardy bass. It's a bass. It's a different type of fish. It's not a porgy. It's not a carp. It's a bass. Boom! Frozen, hardy bass. Well, it's not very hardy anymore, but it's very hard on the teeth, I suppose, if it's frozen. Might have been hard on the teeth regardless. All right, and then the salmon. Right. Sorry, I probably should have started with this one. The salmon. Bought that in Zora's domain. Boom. Frozen salmon. Great. Yep. Not very hearty, but very hardy. Great. All right. And then we got to do the crabs. So there you go. All right. It's not wandering around. That thing is long dead. Boom. Thank you. Frozen crab. All right. Folks, there is only one item left for me to freeze, and it is a snail. So I need a sneaky sea snail, river snail, whatever. I got to freeze it. Boom. And here's my frozen river snail. Okay. Well, that's every frozen food in the game, but there is one more elixir that I have to make, and it's an elixir that I never made previously. So, even though it's really cold out, I think because I'm finally about to complete the cookbook in this game, for one more time, let's go ahead and put on my Of the Wild sets. Perfect. I can resist the cold a little bit. It's fine, I shall be near some warmth in a moment. Yes, I do need a cooking pot for this one. I probably could have made this when I was making all the other cooking pot foods, but I'll just do it now. I have to make myself one more elixir, and I have to make it with anything that requires a cold insect, really. So, a frostwing butterfly or a dragonfly. I don't remember their names. I'll find them in a second. I was just over it. Where'd it go? That was it. Cold darner. Yeah, I can use a cold darner. So if I just cook one of those, it'll give me an elixir that gives me heat resistance. So obviously not too useful for this part of the map. Oh, I messed something up. Right, it's an elixir. I have to mix it with the monster part. Well, thankfully I have spares, and if I didn't have any more cold darners, I could have used a butterfly. Okay, so any old monster part, the stronger the monster part, the stronger it'll last. There you go. This ought to be good. That's right, elixirs require monster parts. So there's something else you can do with monster parts besides fusing them to your weapons and selling them for rupees. You make elixirs. There you go. Chili elixir. Definitely don't need this right now, but I'm consuming it anyway. Boom. Heat resistance is the last thing I need right now, but eating that allows me to have full hearts, so that's nice. All right, Beetle. I've got your desserts. It's frozen food, all right? No frozen fruits. That's not a thing in this game, but frozen foods are a thing. Let's see how many rupees you'll give me for these. And I'll tell you what, if you want my Beetle, all right, you can have it. Just because I have now officially cooked every food in the game, and actually, of the elixirs you could have given me, I am more than glad to take a mighty elixir. All right, thank you. Plus, I'm just trying to be at least a little charitable, all right? So you got your Beetle. Now you can go ahead and have all this frozen food. And then once I sell the rest of this, I'm gonna see what happens when you return to Lurelin Village with a completed catalog and see what they give you. It'll be one of two options. Either they'll say, oh, you've already cooked everything, so we'll just give you an item at random. Or they'll say, oh, you've already cooked everything, we have nothing unique to give you, and that's it, we're done, goodbye, we're never cooking anything ever again. Or there's option number 3. They go, time to open the second cookbook. I sure hope not. All right, folks, that is every recipe in the game. That is a completed cookbook, all 228 recipes, ranging from items that were cooked on cooking pots to items that were burned next to a fireplace to items that were frozen, and a boiled egg, and elixirs. And I guess I should demonstrate what a completed cookbook looks like. It's this! It's this right here. Now, a lot of these items will say new on it until I actually hover over them and stop them for a second. And I'm probably not gonna cook any of these. I'm not gonna cook most of these ever again. I'll cook 1 or 2 quicker items that will give me stamina boosting effects, or that will be full restores, or possibly even things like shock resistance or stealth up or speed up or something. But otherwise, while it is nice that there are so many different recipes in the game to really add to the world of Hyrule, you don't need the majority of these. You really just need like some skewers. If you happen to have extra meats and extra veggies or whatever, yes, you can mix and match different items and get greater effects from cooking them together. Absolutely. But for the most part, in terms of actually cooking every single recipe in the game, you're probably gonna have to be like me, and you're gonna have to go and hunt down extra supplies or buy extra supplies, and then you're gonna have to probably look up 1 or 2 of these recipes that you're mixing, because there were things where I guess I probably could have figured it out on my own. If you cook 4 different types of meat together or 4 different veggies together, yeah, then you get extra different items or whatever. But for the most part, the main purpose of cooking items is to give yourself more hearts, or a secondary effect. And if there are already items that you only have to cook 1 or 2 materials and they give you full restores or they give you extra stamina or whatever, there's really no need to cook a pizza or to cook risotto or something, right? Like, none of that is necessary. It uses up a lot of supplies and it doesn't heal as many hearts or give as much of a secondary effect as other items would, unless you're cooking it for a side quest, I guess. Otherwise, the frozen foods are interesting because you can at least sell those for rupees. And the elixirs are great if you don't have food items, but you just want to get secondary effects. You can get a fairy tonic that just restores some hearts, and it requires a fairy and a Lizalfo's tail. What a waste. That is so obnoxious to get and cook. You're better off just hanging on to the fairies and then cooking anything else and saving your Lizalfo's tails for armor upgrades. I'm convinced that recipe exists almost exclusively for people that are trying to complete the cookbook, so they have something obnoxious to try and get. They have to hunt down an extra fairy, and they have to hunt down an RNG drop that is a Lizalfo's tail. Horrible. I guess that's why it's at the end of the cookbook. Ugh. But okay, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to return to Lurelin Village and see what happens now that I have the cookbook completed. All right, it's noon. It's prime time for eating. What do you have for me today? Surely you have something, even though I know how to cook everything in the world now, right? Let's see what you got. Yes, Lurelin owes you and Bolson a lot. Yep. Maybe Bolson now needs to complete his own cookbook so he can have everything he can eat. All right, what you got? I'll take it. It's obviously not a new food. I'm always putting unique dishes on my menu. Ah, unique, huh? Well, it ain't unique to me, but maybe it's unique to you. Maybe it's your first time making it. All right, well, that's anticlimactic, but I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I was kind of hoping for some unique dialogue, but it's whatever. Point is, my cookbook is completed. That is another task toward 100% completion in this game. Finally done. We are almost done with the walkthrough, folks. But for now, that wraps up this part of my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh! And so, we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button or leave a comment. Either of those actions would really help me out. If you wish to see more of my gameplay content, please click the subscribe button so that you can be notified each time I post a new video. And if you click on the bell icon, you can customize how often you receive notifications. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!